TCI Sports High School Football Game of the Week.
Please refrain from throwing any objects.
Tonight from Rochester, it's the Clarkston Wolves taking on the Adams Highlanders. Hello again, everyone. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson here at Rochester Adams High School, where tonight we've got a classic matchup between the Clarkston Wolves and the Rochester Adams Highlanders. And Joe, last year was a pretty close game between these two, and it should be another good one.
Yeah, last year came down to the final 2 minutes. Clarkston ended up winning the game. This year, Clarkston's really got their backs against the wall because they've already lost one game, that opening upset against Kimball. Remember, they were ranked 15th in the country before that. They really can't afford another loss if they want to make the state playoffs. Adams, on the other hand, if they can go undefeated, hey, you can win Division I, you can get into the playoffs, you never know what you might be able to do. This is a big game for both teams. Those Adams guys are really fired up, maybe too fired up. We'll have to see how it goes early on in the first quarter.
These two teams have the players to go undefeated. Well, for Clarkston, not so, but Adams does. On the Clarkston side, they've got Dane Fife, the quarterback that everybody's talking about.
Well, this is Dane Fife's third year as a starter. He's the third Fife to play there. His brother Dugan was a quarterback. His brother Jeremy was a wide receiver. And everyone knows this guy's an All-American in football and basketball. He's probably going to win Mr. Basketball. Everyone's not only wondering what college he's going to, they're wondering what sport he's going to play. You talk to everybody, they say it's going to be basketball. Right now, though, this guy's one of the top 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the country, one of the top 2 in the state. He's going to have to lead the way, either by throwing the ball, scrambling, or just being a decoy if Adams wants to go into a nickel.
Okay, and if Dane Fife throws the ball, he's going to have some formidable opposition going against him. A guy for Adams who's had some interceptions this year.
Well, this year, last week, Sean Porter, last week alone, 3 interceptions, and if he could put in another performance in like that this week, 3 interceptions against Clarkston, you could probably bet the house that Adams would win the game. I don't know if he's going to get 3 interceptions, but if he can at least break up some passes, make it tough on Fife, force them to go to a running game, at least he can take away one of their weapons.
Okay, there you have it. We'll have the kickoff for you right after these messages. Stay with us. The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book, and by Bell Tire.
I'm the king.
Of rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gauthier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my Market Share Coupon Book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this, $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic.
The tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
And welcome back to the TCI Sports Game of the Week. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson here at Rochester Adams High School here in Rochester, Michigan, where tonight a very, very big rivalry has developed between these two teams, Joe. And last year was no exception. A great battle that went right down to the end. You see the current records. Clarkston 1-0 in the conference along with Adams, and their loss, a tough loss to, well, Kimball, the team that we saw that really surprised us in that other
Opening
game.
week. And,
Yep. And then Adams at 3-0 overall. So you can see that this game has big implications for both teams.
Oh, yeah, Adams with a win here solidifies itself as one of the powers in the state, not just in Oakland County. And Clarkston, on the other hand, if they lose, they're out of the playoff race. Kurt Richardson knows it. He knows they've got to win this game. And he says they've pretty much rebounded already. You know, they've had a couple games since that loss, and it's over. They know what they've got to do.
And they've got the ability to come back, as I said in the open, to win the rest of their games. And Adams has the players also to go undefeated. So we'll see what happens here tonight. The kick here by Mason is taken at the 10-yard line. And a nice return out across the 25 and across the 30. And a nice return there by number 81, Bingham. Correction. Nat Bingham.
Yeah, Bingham with a good return, gets some good field position, and coming out at quarterback, Matt Danielson, there was some doubt if he would be the quarterback.
Our officials, Dennis Clark, Richard Moore, Pete Friedrich, and Ken Baker. Andy Critchfield, the back judge.
And Danielson, he's been injured, but obviously he's out there now. I don't know if they want him to run the ball a whole lot or anything like that, but so he's got real good leadership, a real good arm.
1st and 10 at the 32. Danielson hands off, and a run around the end there by number 31, Wesley. Chris Wesley on the carry for Adams.
And if you've watched Adams over the years, this is what they do, the wing T. A lot of running, and they'll mix it up a little bit when they can, but they definitely want a ball control offense, keep Fife and his guys off the field.
And Wesley came around from the slot position to get that handoff. Some key running backs that Adams was talking about was their big fullbacks, and they've got 2 of them. Again in motion. And this time Clarkston steps up and stops him.
Yeah, Danielson never got rid of the ball. And again, he's a little gimpy still. He's not gonna. You don't want him carrying the ball. You don't want him running around there because he's not that quick, and you don't want him taking too many hits. Now you've got a 3rd down and long. We're probably going to find out about his arm right now.
Getting in there was number 44 for Clarkston. You saw him there, Jeff Long, and that is who Kurt Richardson said has to step up in this game for them to do well defensively.
And when Long got the tackle, Kolka helped out by just messing up the blocking scheme for the fullback on that play.
Yeah, I saw 41 in there.
He threw him off.
And flags fly.
And you saw a couple of guys in the Clarkston line jump. And unless Danielson gets called for a head bob, you're going to get an encroachment call against Clarkston, which will bring up a 3rd and short, and they won't have to pass.
Yeah, it looks like it's going that way. So Adams started out with a good play, had good field position, and then knocked back. Now they move up on the penalty, and it's 3rd and short yardage. There we see Danielson. Matt Danielson, son of former Lions quarterback Gary Danielson. And he's got one of those big fullbacks back there. That's number 49, excuse me, Wolf. And they go to Wesley again. This time he's going around the other side, and they read it well. And again, it's number 41, Kolka, in there. And he got some help around that side.
Well, again, the time before, Kolka didn't make the tackle, but he caused the trouble. This time, a couple other guys got in the way of the blocking back, and Kolka was able to get in there. And that's what Clarkston seems to be doing defensively, is they have a couple of guys initially get in the way of the blockers, take up their time, get the 3rd guy in to make the tackle and prevent any long gains. And in that case, prevent the 1st down.
So Adams could not do anything on their first possession. They will punt. And it's high. Not very deep. It'll fall at about the 34-yard line and roll out at about the 31. So the punt for Anthony Bean, not a very long one, but it does the job. It gets them back into their end of the field. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line for Clarkston, and we will see, as we see head coach Jim DeJager there for the Highlanders. He said we've got to stop the run primarily. Even though you've got a big throwing quarterback in there like Dane Fife, he's got to stop the run.
And he's right. He's smart. You know, history has shown, we'll get this in after this play, which they are running.
And they go to the run.
And Phelan, who is their top running back.
Phelan, the senior, we've seen him in previous years have some big games, and he's off to the races again. This time not much, though. gain of a couple yards. It'll be second and about 8.
Yeah, getting back to, we've seen over the years, even against Clarkston last year, we saw Berkeley do this. If you get too obsessed with stopping a quarterback just because he's a great thrower and you go into nickels and dimes and everything like that, the quarterback's not dumb. A guy like Dane Fife can audible to runs all day long. They'll kill you. And he's right. Let Dane Fife throw and beat you. Just don't let someone else get you.
They move the tight end to the other side, and Fife goes to the air, throws it out there, intended for number 10. That is Poley. Eric Poley was out there, but he was covered well all the way.
Yeah, and you're going to see Poley. You're going to see about 7 different receivers throughout this game. It's almost like the New England Patriots with Drew Bledsoe throwing 9 touchdowns to 11 different guys after 3 games. They haven't had a main guy. Part of that's because Mytrat's been hurt. Now he's back. He would have been the go-to guy, and by the end of the year he will be, but you've got to work him slowly into the lineup.
Covered out there. The coverage was by Brent Baginski. And again, they flip-flop the tight end to the other side. 2 receivers split, and they go to the tailback, Phelan. Phelan has some room to run, breaks it outside for the first down, and more as he gets across to about the 45-yard line. So a big pickup for Clarkston as they pick up their first down.
And a great example we were talking about. On that 3rd and long situation, you are prepared for the pass. Dane Fife sees it, knows to go to that run. Remember, he's got the option of audibling all the time. When you're a 3-year starter and you're as good as he is and the kind of leader he is, coach is going to have a lot of faith in you. Get the ball to Phelan. He's a strong runner. We noticed this last year. Guys like Phelan and Long and hit those running backs. On any other team, they would be the superstars. You'd be reading about them all the time. They just happen to be with this other guy in the backfield who gets a little more press.
They go to Phelan again. Phelan, nothing there. And he tried to bounce it outside, and Adams was right there. First one to wrap him up was number 86, and that was Sean Porter.
And they're able to stop the run, and that's, again, you want to do it on 1st and 2nd down, make him go to the air, force him to throw, and try to...
What you got? It was 96, Joe, I'm sorry. And then 86... Well,
there was a bunch of guys in there.
86 came in to finish it up, but 96 got there first. And that was Goodson. Dale Goodson.
Yeah, Goodson, Porter, and
credit to fight off that block.
Yeah, Baginski got in there at the end, too, and but right now the defenses are leading the way for both teams.
2nd and 9 now for Clarkston. Mytrot in motion, I should say. And they pass out to the tight end, bobbling the ball, and...
Never had it.
I'll tell you, good coverage down there by Shad. He just did not let him catch that ball.
And Clarkston's doing what Adams wants him to do. Fife has to go to his safety valve guy, his tight end, who is nowhere near the first down marker. If he catches this and gets tackled, they gain 1 yard. You see where that line of scrimmage was back there. 1, maybe 2 yards, it still would be 3rd and 7. Now it's 3rd and 9. Not a big difference there. That's good defense, keeping the other guys downfield from getting open. So Chris Shad makes that play. Give credit to the corners for not allowing Mytrot and the other receivers to get open on that play.
Mytrot split down to the left of the screen. And now Phelan goes in motion. Passing down for Clarkston. Fife drills Mytrot for the first down. Mytrot with a little bit of a slant that time, and he got in front of his man.
And if you want to see why Dane Fife is one of the best quarterbacks in the country,
and
this play will show you.
His favorite receiver, too.
Yeah,
he got open.
I don't know if we're going to see it from this angle, but watch this. Right here, a lot of quarterbacks make the throw right now. He waits and waits. Why does he wait? Because Mytrot didn't just have to worry about number 85 covering him there.
Yeah.
He had to let those linebackers come through and get the other guys coming around. Fife waited till he had a wide open man and got an easy first down.
Fife calls the signals. First down in Adams territory. Phelan picks up a couple yards. Well, Adams doing a good job in stopping the run anywhere inside the 4 and 6 hole, but anything outside they've had a little bit of trouble with, but they got to stop that run.
Well, the other thing to do, they're stopping it on 1st and 2nd down. Their problem was on 3rd down and long when they ran that little quick draw to the outside. I think Jim DeJager, though, is still getting what he wants. I think Fife's going to make those completions here and there. They're still not in field goal range. Remember, they don't have the kicker Adams has. They've got to get down inside the 20.
Again, they do the shift with the tight end. Fife pitches back to Phelan. Phelan this time hitting the backfield and finally brought down. Initially grabbed there by Avery. Andy Avery got there and then finished up down there by Looked like number 54, I believe, Shad.
Andy Avery, 6'7", 234 pounds.
Take
Big fella. Watch this. He's going to blow off this block. Not even, what block? There's no block there. He makes the stop.
Shad finally finished him off.
You know, Jeff Long's going up there to block this guy. Hey, he's 6'7".
So Rochester doing a pretty good job of stopping that run. 3rd down now and 6. 6-minute mark here in the first quarter. The Clarkston Wolves with the ball just across the 40-yard line at about the 39. 5 to throw deep. And intercepted and dropped. In and out of the hands of Baginski. Brent Baginski had it. Good coverage down there. That's twice that they've thrown in his direction. He's had pretty good coverage on his men over there.
Right, you know, we talked about Porter in the open. Baginski's doing a great job covering, too. I got to tell you, I think Dane Fife would even own up to this. This is not his best throw. He's got his man downfield, here, Poley, and Poley, you're going to see here, has the separation. He's got, if he gets that throw over there,
just
it's
a little bit deeper, yeah, but that was a long throw to make.
Tough throw to make, but, you know, when you're, 99% of quarterbacks, they can't make it. Dane Fife, I'm sure, expects it of himself, and I'm sure his coaches expect him to make that throw, or they won't even give him that chance.
Here's Kevin Mason with a beautiful punt. Lands right at the 5. Will they get it? No. Just a little bit too late for Newbeck. Dan Newbeck on the coverage down there tried to get it, but beautiful spiral, beautiful punt, but it just bounced the wrong way for Clarkston. It'll come out to the 20 now for Adams.
And now's Adams' second chance on offense. See if they can get it going. And they've got to be happy with that last possession. Yeah, Clarkston got some first downs. They never really got into scoring position. They made the plays when they have to, and they've taken time off the clock. And realistically, the lower scoring this game is, the better chance Adams has.
Matt Danielson, the quarterback. Calls his signals. Sends Wesley in motion. Wesley did not get it. They go right up the middle. And stopped up there. A gain of maybe a yard. On the carry was number 45, Buchek.
And that's just your basic wing T fullback run that we've seen Adams do over the years, and that stuff usually sets up something else with all those counters and tricks that they get going. Believe me, after a while, we're not going to know where the ball is. The better they run this and the more flow they have to it. Right about then when they go play action and throw deep.
Yeah. Gain of about 2 on the play, and it's 2nd and 8. Wesley again in motion. Danielson to throw right down the middle of the field, and a first down for Adams at about the 35-yard line. Complete out there to number 84, Kevin Boyd.
Well, that's what we were just talking about. The play action didn't go deep, went across the middle. Actually did have a guy deep as well, number 81, Bingham. But all that play action, what that did was freeze the defense for just a second. The linebackers had to come up, make sure there wasn't someone going to the outside, because we've seen every run to the outside has been stopped by a linebacker. That allows the tight end to get open over the middle.
And Danielson did a good job. He just came to a complete stop and unloaded at the right time to get his man open. Handoff. Good carry that time by number 45 again, Buchek.
And Danielson does a good job of carrying out the fake there, and that time the linebackers on the outside actually bought it, and they were watching for him to option out left or out right, while the fullback already had the ball. I'll tell you one thing, if you're Danielson, you've got to kind of like playing against Dane Fife in this situation, because just on his last name alone, Danielson's going to every game have guys that are out to prove they can beat him, just because he's Gary Danielson's kid. Well, in this game, that's still there, but Dane Fife's the high-profile quarterback. He can just kind of play his game tonight.
2nd down and about 4. And a good carry again for Buchek as he gets close to the first down. So Adams on a roll. They pick up the first down across the 45-yard line.
And this is what they want out of this offense. This is grinding it out and keeping them honest. They're going to run it up the middle as much as they can until Clarkston proves they can stop it. Once Clarkston makes an adjustment to that, they'll either run it outside or do more of that play action stuff, which we've already seen works.
Danielson does a good job of hiding or following through and following up on the play of the bootleg once he hands the ball off, because you're not sure if he did or not. Danielson to throw. Has a man. And off the fingertips of number 41, Ryan Kulka.
I'll tell you, if they can buy some time, Kevin Boyd, number 84, gets open down the middle. If they can just wait, if they can get Danielson some time, he had to make that throw when he did, but if he can get just another second, he can go deep. You know, if you watch the setup of that Clarkston defense, their linebackers are so far up, and even their D-backs are so far up. that if one of those receivers can just get a start, get a quick first step, they're going to be open deep.
Not a bad play, though, to throw on that first down and catch him off guard. 2nd and 10 now.
14-25. 14-25.
Big carry here for Adams. First down and more across the 40 of Clarkston. And a big run for John Wolf, the fullback, who shuffles in there with Buchek. And a great job by Adams on mixing up their plays, Joe.
Couple of nice blocks. Pat got a good block here. Finished him off right there, as did number 64, Henning. And, yeah, they're just, right now, Clarkston can't gear on anything. They have to play an honest offense. You can't just play to stop the pass or the run.
That first block was key, having him go right through, and they kicked out on that end and opened up the hole on the outside. Ball at the 39. Not much that time.
A great defense by Clarkston on that play, because it was a perfect example of how confusing the wing T can get. There were 3 options, and they all happened in a split second. And, you know, we don't know up here whether that's good guessing or just being well prepared, but they were there to stop it.
Good Lovelace there. Lee Ritter got that carry. First time we called his name. And a loss of about a yard or two. 2nd and 12 now.
14-25.
See the clock, 2:35 left here in the first quarter. Danielson to throw. Has his man wide open. Across the 30 for the first down.
Yeah, I'll tell you, until they change that defense, it's going to be open all night. You just
Kevin
watch.
Boyd again.
All they're doing is sending the wide out deep, and the corners are going with them, and the safety backs up just a step to help out. The linebackers are coming up to stop the run, and you've got this 8-yard cushion.
And good safe passes, too.
Yeah, he's got good blocking. You can see the little pocket that develops. There's no one there.
Wide open was Boyd for the first down. Ball at about the 27-yard line.
14-25.
Adams on the move. 2 men in the backfield now. And they go to Buchek. He's stacked up immediately. There to get him was number 62 for Clarkston, Underwood, Mike Underwood.
Yeah, it's better defense by Clarkston. That's fine for Adams there on first down. You got to keep doing what you're doing, which is mixing it up, running, passing. A lot of that run is up the middle. Keep that defense packed in. That's why all these passes are working. That defense can't spread out like it would like to.
2nd and long again now for Adams. They have been on a roll here and have eaten up pretty much most of the clock, as both teams could not do anything on their first possession. This being the 2nd possession now for Adams, and they have taken the ball from the 20. Fake on the end around, and they've got a man open again, complete. And Danielson with another first down, completes it out there to number 40, Reichert. Brad Reichert.
Every completion is in the same spot of the field, and this time it's Boyd, who had caught the other passes, opening up that opportunity. Boyd goes across the middle first on the right side. You're not really going to be able to see it from this angle, but he clears out one of the D-backs. You're going to see him just down there. He took a safety with him. That got Reichert open. Still, there's just no one covering.
A lot of white shirts, too, around there.
Yeah, there's just no one covering that middle. There's a pocket to catch the ball.
Ball just inside the 15-yard line. Danielson to throw. Has a man open. Touchdown. Adams. Complete out there to Bingham. Nat Bingham with the touchdown.
That's a great throw. You know, some of those others, I mean, they're good throws, but they're so wide open that we sit there and go, he got it. You know, he's just got it made as long as he delivers. That one, he did have a guy on him. He saw him. He had a choice to make. He had Bingham there for the touchdown. He could have taken the easy way out and gone to Wesley in the left flat and gotten about 8 yards. He sets up, steps up, zips it right in the heart. Great pass, great catch. That was an easy drive for Adams. I'll tell you what, that was a real easy drive.
16 yards on the throw to Bingham. And Adams on the board first. The kick by Bean. It is good and
into the concession stand area.
Yeah, it is very good. 7-0. Adams leads with just under a minute left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, this guy Bean, I think he's got, what, a 48-yard field goal to his credit? And we're talking to Jim DeJager, said, hey, let's just say there's a second left in the half. How far out would you let him try it? And he said, we'll try a 50-yarder.
Yeah, last year had a 48-yard field goal, which is a school record, and they're looking for him to surpass that this year. A lot of season left.
Well, he's not going to get the chance if they keep marching down the field like that.
Very impressive drive, Joe.
He's going to be kicking a lot of extra points.
Yeah. Jim DeJager trying to keep his team up now, and after that first score that they have.
Tell you what, any rumor about Matt Danielson being injured, if he's injured, he's faking it pretty good. 9-play drive, the big thing. Look at the time off the clock. That's 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Dane Fife had to sit on the bench.
Yeah, they ate up a lot of the clock after 2 possessions, one by each team, and then Adams on their second possession from the 20-yard line marched it all the way in. And a very impressive drive, mixing good pass and run plays, too. Ball taken there by number 14 for Clarkston. And it is Jenks, Eric Jenks, fighting his way across the 20 to about the 25-yard line.
And now there's a little bit of pressure on Clarkston. They mounted a decent drive last time they had the ball, but nothing spectacular. This time, I think you don't necessarily have to score a touchdown here, but they've got to establish their offense, get some first downs, take some time off the clock, let that defense get some rest over there. That defense just wore itself out for the last 5 minutes.
53 seconds left here in the first quarter. Clarkston Wolves now have to answer to that 7 points that the Adams Highlanders put on the board. Fife goes to the ground right away. The fullback, Long, breaks into the backfield, and it's off to the races now.
Wow.
They finally catch up to him at about the 22-yard line. Let's see where they'll mark it. Right about there. And what a quick opener.
Well, this is a guy I remember from the Berkeley game last year when Berkeley decided they were going to stop Dane Fife no matter what. So Long and Phelan combined for, I think, 280 yards rushing. And Long had to have 150 of it. And the other yardage, he blocked on. This guy is just, he's like your Mike Alstad, Moose Johnston type of fullback. He gets yardage on his own and he blocks for you.
Yeah, you talk about the open being open and the passes, the middle being open actually for the passes for Rochester. The middle was open that time for the run for Clarkston. This time it's closed off.
And up till then,
on the carry.
Up until then, they had done a good job stopping the run, like I said before, except on third down. Well, that time, that just that got through quick, and that was just a sudden breakdown in the Adams defense. Got to give Clarkston credit, though, for responding. I'll be surprised if they get this playoff, by the way, before the end of the quarter.
There's about a 53-yard run, and that'll end the first quarter of play here with the score. The Rochester Adams Highlanders 7 and the Clarkston Wolves nothing. We'll be back with second quarter action right after this.
I wrote a letter to TCI because of the kind service and the kindness that was given to me when we needed service. I'm a district manager for Family Dollar stores here in Detroit and Pontiac. And being a district manager over 16 stores, it's important for us to maintain good customer service day in and day out. If you don't give good service to customers, you don't maintain good service, you don't maintain a good company. And TCI, in my book, has certainly represented customer service to the nth degree.
On the Master Anglers, we bring you the hottest fishing action around the state of Michigan. From tips and techniques to advice and stories from the pros, the Master Anglers gives you the info you need to catch the big ones. Plus, it's just plain fun. That's the Master Anglers, Thursday nights at 8 on TCI Channel 63.
And welcome back to the TCI Game of the Week. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson here at Rochester Adams High School, where the Highlanders lead 7-0, but after a big 53-yard run by Long for Clarkston, they are in scoring position now. Phelan in motion. Fife fakes the pass and a fumble as he tried to hand off on the draw.
Yeah, Lovelace got lucky. Bounced right back into his hands.
Yeah. Number 3. Tim Lovelace back there.
And
I don't think Fife really put it right in his gut like you would expect.
Oh, he's in there for one play.
It's hard to tell.
He's in there for one play for Long, but yeah, that's such a quick play because it's almost, he's faking the pass, coming down, and it's such a timing play.
Yeah, and it happened so quick. I couldn't tell if Fife got it down there or the ball just was loose right away.
He gained a yard out of it anyway.
Fife back to throw. Under pressure, unloads to Mytrod, and he's got the first down, but then he came back.
Yeah, he got it. But, there's another case where Kurt Richardson was telling us before about, Mytrot would be the go-to guy, and he is the go-to guy. You just got to get him back into the flow. But right there, he and Fife, you can see how long they've been playing together. And watch this, what Fife does right now. Guy's covered, and the rush is coming. Just buy yourself a second. Just buy a second. Just sneaks out, gets the ball. By then, Mytrot came back. He had been covered at the 5. He snuck back, stayed at the first down marker, caught the ball. Now they've got first down, still 10 yards to go at the 11-yard line.
It's a very good point, Joe. That's why the quarterback and the receivers have to know each other. And that is a perfect illustration of what can happen when the receiver knows what to do for the quarterback.
Well, this is the guy that deserves the touchdown.
Will not stop, and he wants the touchdown and gets it. An 11-yard run and a touchdown for Jeff Long.
Yeah, this is, again, I remember him last year in that Berkeley game. I know he wasn't their top ground gainer, but he was their MVP in that game. He's that guy that does everything. He blocks for you. He can catch out of the backfield, runs it up the middle. He's tough. He's fast. And again, he and Phelan on any other team, people would be talking about this Clarkston backfield. It's all they would talk about. But it's kind of like being Moose Johnson behind Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman.
What a series of runs Long has had here. The extra point attempt is good, and we're all tied up now early in the second quarter.
Yeah, actually, a better analogy is it's kind of like being Dorsey Levens and Edgar Bennett, just that you got Brett Favre. Those guys are Pro Bowl caliber running backs, but, they just happen to have the MVP at quarterback. That's what these guys have, and not quite the 440 drive that Adams put together. They don't care. Long with the 11-yard run, but the key that you don't see there is the 53-yard run that set it up. Yeah, 5 plays, 66 yards.
64 of those 66 yards
2 plays
come from Jeff Long.
And actually, the other 2 came on the fumble.
Yeah.
So
Jim DeJager looking on now at a different ball game, all tied up. And that big run had to spark the Clarkston Wolves, and they did it.
Yeah, well, I think he knows, nobody's going to get a shutout in a game like this. I think Jim DeJager would much rather have a lower scoring game than Kurt Richardson wants. But Clarkston did a great job of responding to Adams' drive. Now Adams, they've got to come back out and do it again.
Kevin Mason will do the kicking for Clarkston. 10:46 left here in the second quarter, all tied up at 7 apiece. This is going to be a good one. Low line drive kick. Hand it off.
That's
nice
interesting. It worked.
Yeah, it worked. The ball was handed off to John Wolf.
Yeah, Baginski caught it, and he didn't even feel like running it back. He just waited, and
he acted like a quarterback.
Well, you know what? I almost thought, we're going to see that old thing you used to see in those old films. No, you know where all the guys get together, and somebody's got the ball, and they all go in 8 different directions? I thought we were going to get that. Instead, he just waits there.
There's a handoff, just like...
he's letting DeJager know, hey, you need a third-string quarterback. I'm there for you.
Here we go. Now we get to see Matt Danielson go to work again for Adams. Ball at about the 34-yard line. Here's the end around
good
again.
Block. Great block.
Adams calling the right play at the right time. They've done a good job. Lee Ritter this time picks up big yardage.
Watch Nat Bingham on this play, though.
22 yards on the carry.
Nat Bingham made the block that set this play loose, the wide receiver. Take a look at 81 to the far side of your screen. You're not really going to be able to see it, I don't think, from this angle, but he laid a block right there, freed him out.
That hit Long, and that
got him the angle, and then it was
Ritter.
All Ritter had to do was use his speed at that point. Without that block, it's about a 4-yard gain.
And into Clarkston territory. Ball at the 44. First and 10 for Adams. Wesley in motion. They go inside to Ritter again. A lot of things happening on that play. They had Wesley coming this way, and then Ritter came around the other way.
That's the second time they've done it, and it's the second time they've lost yardage on it. It's a great misdirection play. It seems to be the one play that Clarkston's ready for every time. So, but you keep doing it, you keep going with it. Probably going to see Danielson throw now on second down, and the way, gosh, if I'm Adams, that's great. The way he's throwing. He's got his guys. Nobody's dropping the ball out there either.
Second and about 13 coming up now for Adams. One receiver is split down to the bottom of the screen. And Danielson back to throw. Oh, he's wrapped up. The first man to wrap his ankles up in there was number 45. That was Upchurch. Nick Upchurch got in there first.
Pickup Church got in there quick, and that's why he wasn't able to get the throw off. Ritter was open over the middle. Bingham was getting open downfield. Problem is, just as they're getting open, Matt Danielson's getting tackled. Right there is about when they're open, and you can see he's not really in a good position to throw the football.
Kulka finished him off as Upchurch had him, and he was on his way down, and Kulka got him up high.
Now I think you're on a draw.
Yeah, big loss. It's 3rd and 21 now.
Yeah, run a draw and cut your losses. Oh.
Anderson to throw. Goes out to the flat on a screen, and that was almost picked up by Lovelace out there.
Boy, he read that perfectly. He knew it was coming. That's the second safest play, though, the screen after the draw. It's just real hard to get 3rd down and 22 or 21, whatever they had to get.
Yeah, he's looking for Buchek out there.
Yeah, he didn't sell the screen, to be honest with you.
He looked one way, but then he turned back and he threw almost immediately. Didn't even know that Lovelace was
he gave it away. The guys that sell the screen well start to really backpedal. Look like the line broke down. That's how you get those defenders to get past you.
Here's the punt by Bean, and it's taken at about the 23-yard line and close to a penalty there.
Well, I'll tell you what, there wouldn't have been a penalty because his teammate skipped and blocked the guy into him. His teammate's got to get out of there.
Yeah.
Let him catch the ball.
Yeah. So Mytrot catches it inside the 25, and the Clarkston Wolves will start there. I think a moral victory for the Clarkston defense to stop Adams because they looked very impressive on that drive.
Yep.
Previous to this.
Now Adams has to have the same thing coming back. Because Clarkston, remember Jim DeJager told us, we've said this a few times, his thing was to stop the run. He hasn't done it.
They didn't do it. That one play broke it open. They saw the middle open. It's there again. They try to go off center that time, and it stacked up by Adams. I think they may be playing.
I like the philosophy, though, because Dane Fife's a great quarterback. The quarterback can't beat you by himself no matter what. His backs have to run. His line's got to block. His other guy's got to catch the ball. And if you can stop all those other things, Dane Fife's useless. So rather than try to just stop him, take everything else away and make him try to do it by himself.
Let's see what they do. Pickup of 2. It's 2nd and 8 now. Fife back to throw. Looking deep. And intercepted. Intercepted by number 25, Luke Lazo.
That's a good example of it right there. The receiver, Eric Poley's covered.
Yeah, it was intended for Eric Poley, and he was covered well all the way.
That's just, that's a play that you can't really blame Fife for trying for it. The fact is, receiver's got to get open. He's got plenty of time. Let's go. Wobbly throw. Was underthrown. Must have slipped out. But even if, probably shouldn't be intercepted if it's a better throw, but I don't think Poley's going to catch it because of the coverage that's there. As it is, Adams is in a great position. I think they had a clip on the return, though.
They do. They get a clip and that knocks it back.
I'll tell you one thing.
44-yard line.
This is our second week being in the city of Rochester. It's a little bit better weather this week. I noticed that you show up when the weather's nice.
Yeah, I watched that other channel.
Yeah, that's
TCI
why.
channel.
Now we know why you took the week off. You knew what was coming.
Got to get that promo on. There's the end around Ritter again. Ritter does a nice job in reading his block to pick up first down, looks like.
Same thing as before. Wesley and Bingham getting the blocks, sealing off that corner, letting him get around, and then it's up to Ritter to use his speed and get as many yards as he can. This time he gets the first down. Watch 31 and 81.
Picks up some good blocks here.
About 81 right there, 31 blocked previously, and he's already got a lineman in front of him, getting him a couple extra yards. That was Springer, I believe.
28 yards on the carry, picks up the first down.
Remember, they're already in field goal range.
25.
Ball at about the 31-yard line. Yeah, look at this. Wolf on the carry. Wolf breaks that tackle and still on his feet inside the 10-yard line. A big carry by Wolf. And we talked to Coach Jim DeJager. He said he likes the way this guy runs.
Oh, man. Yeah, no kidding. Gee.
In fact, he spoke highly of both fullbacks in the way they run, and he just loves to watch them go.
Wolf got that ball, got to the line, and just waited. He saw that things were a little cluttered, and he just waited and let the blockers clear everything out. Then he got upfield, used his vision, got himself into an area, followed another blocker downfield, Bingham again. Look at the gain he's got. Now he's got first down and goal.
23 yards on that one. He's got a good combination of runners. Ritter, the fast runner. Here's one that'll run over everybody. And they like Buchek to do that. He carries down close to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, second down and goal. And, well, I guess sometimes you think quarterback sneak here, you know, with Danielson coming off an injury. I don't know if you go for that now, but gosh, with these fullbacks, you just give it to one of them. You're not going to stop them.
Here's Buchek.
Take a look at this. He's just pounding away, getting a lot of blocking. You know, Wesley again leading the way, getting a lot of blocks along with that line. Henning and Pack and all those guys.
Second and goal from the 1. Danielson takes it in himself.
Well, tried to anyway. Did he get in?
Does he get in? His teammate was jumping over there with the touchdown sign. That was Wesley.
Third down.
I don't think the refs bought it. He got a little bit on it.
He got half a yard. Well, if he gets that much again,
yeah,
it's touchdown.
Yeah, they better get it.
Again, I don't know how much pounding you want Danielson taking when you've got these kind of fullbacks.
You've got two big guys back there. Now a timeout is called. Yeah, this may be a good one.
Good timeout here. Yeah, just remember, hey, it's third down. You know, you don't have to panic, but don't just assume because you're on the 1 yard line that you have a touchdown. Make sure you get it in there.
Jim DeJager wants to talk this one over. What's been working for them?
Fullbacks have been working.
I'll tell you, they've had Buchek and the big guys in there, Wolf, carry the ball and run over people. Next week, don't forget to tune in as we travel to Troy. The Lake Orion Dragons take on the Troy Colts. And Joe, you saw Lake Orion last time.
They're good.
What's this matchup look like for you?
Troy's going to be favored because they're a double-A team. They're a senior-heavy team. Lake Orion, this is their building year for next year. They're all juniors and sophomores. It's going to be a fun game, though.
That'll be next Saturday and Monday at 8 p.m. right here on TCI 63.
That Troy team, everybody tried to downplay them before the season started. Even their coaches, you know, doing that, Lou Holtz thing, you know. And yeah, they're typical Troy.
We know about that.
Typical Troy team, but Lake Orion.
Play it down, and
watch out for those guys next year.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be a playoff team this year, too, but they don't have a whole lot of seniors.
Let's see what the Highlanders do now. Third and goal inside the 1. Watch for Buchek. They go to Buchek. Touchdown. Adams on a 1 yard run. Buchek on the carry, and Adams back on top now.
If I'm Clarkston, I'm concerned about one thing in particular now. I mean, granted, that's a short touchdown drive because of the interception, but the two scoring drives Adams has had have been totally different. One was pass-heavy, Danielson hitting the guys. This one was just running up the gut, pounding them, out-muscling them. Now, if you're Clarkston, you see he just goes right up the middle, gets the touchdown. If you're Clarkston, what do you try to stop now? You can't stop both. So what are you going to key on the rest of the game?
The extra point attempt is good, and then some.
On the tennis court.
Big kick there. So Buchek puts Adams up again, 14-7. And this is turning out to be a great contest for Joe. Again, the weather has helped.
Oh, well,
you were here last week.
You know, I think you were in Florida, and yeah, anytime he misses a game, he's in Florida, folks. Really.
It's very important business.
Yeah, him and Mickey. Yeah, I'll tell you, Clarkston, you know, they are missing, I think they're missing one or two guys off their line. They've got to make some things happen, and it can't just be Dane Fife. It's got to be the other guys. They got that touchdown because of Long and all those other guys. See, a quick drive, only a 44-yard drive, but a running drive, whereas the other one was a passing drive. Again, Dane Fife can't do it by himself.
And the turnover. That turned into points for Adams.
Absolutely.
So Clarkston's first mistake turns into points for Adams. And the kick by Bean. Taken at about the 5-yard line. They'll hand it off. Phelan now. Phelan breaks it on the outside. One man to beat, and that's the kicker. And he forces him out of bounds at midfield.
Everybody handing off on kickoffs tonight? Just like in the OAA rulebook?
Both teams have been very opportunistic on mistakes, though.
Well, this gives Clarkston a short field and Dane Fife a little more room to operate. And
Good job.
Adams did this on the last kickoff. This time it's Clarkston's turn. They run it a little more successfully. Get him past midfield, or right to midfield, actually.
I wonder if it was designed, or if they just happened to call that. They might have had a fake.
Get it to the fast guy.
Yeah, they did. They gave it to Phelan. He's across midfield, and already into Adams territory. The handoff goes to Phelan. Phelan picks up 5 yards and more. Yeah, maybe a yard more. But a good carry, strong carry by Phelan after a long run.
Yeah, if they can get a couple more runs going, you can set Fife up to throw the ball. And if Adams isn't going to let him, then you just keep running it. Remember, Dane Fife, if you can roll him out, he's a pretty good athlete too. He can get you some yards on the ground.
So Clarkston took advantage of Long's run, Jeff Long's run, which was 50-some yards. This return was 40-some yards. So already they're
Big
back.
plays. Big plays.
The two guys, Phelan and Long, have come up big so far. Fife rolls out and has to run out of bounds. Forced out of bounds there. Looked like big number 72 was there for Adams.
Yeah, that's the kind of play. It's kind of play like Bobby Knight and Mike Krzyzewski and Steve Fisher. Those guys don't like that. They don't want him running. They just want him handing off all day long. Don't get hit.
Let's take a look at who gets him over here. Yep.
Nice fake. Got him third down and short, and I would guess you're going to go long here.
Trevor Potts also is there, I should mention.
Of course, and again, Long is also an excellent blocker, and Phelan is a great runner. It's just so versatile in that backfield.
Yep. Conversion time for Clarkston. Ball at the 41. To Phelan. Phelan hit in the backfield, and a big play defensively for Adams. Getting in there was number 56, and that was Farley, Nate Farley.
Yeah, him and Bozanowski combined on that, and Farley got in there first, got past the block, was able to stop him. Now you've got fourth down and 4, and I think Clarkston's going to go for this. Never had a chance.
Yep.
You can see when you see an offensive lineman
Farley down low.
When there's an offensive lineman on his back, chances are you didn't gain anything. Just a little, tip.
My trot in motion up top. Fife to throw. He's getting pressured. Complete to my trot for the first down.
Second time he's completed to my trot, where my trot took the defensive back down and stopped, and the D-back was stuck. He came back to the ball. All Fife had to do was deliver it.
It was 4th and 4, and Dane Fife came through, and you know he took the hit too. Look at this. He stands in there tough.
Tough guy. And you can see the D-back slips. My trot comes back to it and has the first down and more.
My trot with a nice move to make him slip down there. And again, he was wide open. He came back a little, 19 yards on the reception. And coming back to the quarterback and getting open. Fife bailing out, looks for some room. He's going to run. He's got it wide open.
Good block.
Oh my! Touchdown! What a run!
Going to get a flag, and that's a good call. Going to get late hit in the end zone.
25 yards on the run for Fife.
Man Long with the block. See that block 44 laid out there at about the 15-yard line?
So and not only can he throw, but look at that run, and he read it well. He had wide open field in front of him.
Remember, this guy's just a tremendous athlete. He's going to roll out here. He's not even thinking about throwing the ball. I know there's an option. Now he's pointing out the blocks. You're going to see Long get a block right around here. You're actually not going to see it. But right now, Fife spins, gets in, and now you're going to see the late hit. Good call.
A very fast-paced second quarter, down to 3:58 left, and it's been back and forth, folks. Clarkston now.
Tell you what, too, now if you take the penalty here, remember, Clarkston has an option. Do you want the penalty on the kickoff? And they're not taking on the kickoff. They're doing what I would do. Take half the distance to the goal and go for two.
Go for two. If it's been going back and forth, you might as well try it.
They're going to call timeout and discuss it right now. I'll tell you, that's the kind of run, too, that can kind of get Dane Fife on track. And we talked to Kurt Richardson, says, this guy distracted with all the stuff going on. And I've known several guys that have been recruited like this. It's so distracting. Coaches call you every night. They're over at your house. They're bothering you. They're talking to you about their team and who you're playing for next year. Well, you got a team that you play for this year that you got to worry about. He's got it even more because he's got to think about two different sports. Hey, we're going to talk about Dave Zorn's favorite TV show for alternative television, for alternative minds, and just plain cool stuff.
You tell
Turn into Visually Challenged.
That's my show.
Watch Paul and Captain Jimmy every Tuesday night at 8:30, every Saturday night at 11:30. Visually Challenged on TCI Channel 63 TV that makes you say, hoo-ah!
Every Tuesday and Saturday, that's where you'll find it.
That's right. Don't watch Saturday Night Live.
How do you say that again?
Challenged.
Challenged.
Visually Challenged. That's French.
Hoo-ah. And right now, Clarkston looking to say that themselves. Going for the two. Fife handing off.
Oh!
And he was stuck hard by number 51 in there for Adams. And what a job by Trevor Potts.
Potts and Farley and everybody.
Well,
oh, man. All right, well, now you know what? Hate to say this, but Jason Miles gets a partial credit for that because Jason Miles is the guy who got the personal foul, who forces the half the distance, who forces them to go for 2, and allows them to stop it.
It turned out to work.
And it was a smart play.
It was a
he
smart
knew what
play.
he was
Turned
doing.
out it worked for Adams.
Good job, Jason. He knew what he was doing. He sets it up. Adams still has the lead.
So if Jim DeJager's watching this game,
You better give him a
Later.
little. He knew what he was doing.
he will now realize that penalty actually helped them.
Yeah. Yeah, getting back, we were talking about, Dane Fife. I know even, the other quarterback you read about in this state is Drew Henson, the guy, you see that drive, 5 plays, 50 yards, and half of it from Dane Fife. Drew Henson from Brighton. Now, I think a couple weeks ago, this guy who's rated maybe the top quarterback in the country, he's in the top 3. He went 4 for 19 because teams are coming out to stop you.
Yeah.
He's already signed with Michigan. He doesn't have quite the pressure Fife does, except he's also a baseball player, so he might have to sign a pro contract.
Yeah.
These guys get distracted and teams gear up for you. Sometimes you don't have the numbers you think you would.
Nice return here.
And nobody handed it off on that
I
kickoff.
like it.
Just a regular return.
He returned. We've seen a lot of
That's no
handoffs
fun.
and kickoffs on
That's
both
no
sides.
fun. Yeah, this is no fun. We want to see handoffs.
Here's Reichert on the return.
All right, you know what we haven't seen ever? I'd like to see sometime? Drop kick.
Good job by Reichert to hang on to that ball. You saw 76 get his hands in there to try to rip it out.
Now, 3:52, that's enough time for Adams to get a touchdown drive. Remember, if they can't get a touchdown drive, they've got a guy that they feel can kick a 50-yard field goal. There's plenty of time to get in the range.
Danielson sends his man in motion. And Ritter that time had no real estate out there to run. He couldn't turn the corner.
Kevin Mason was at the corner.
Yeah.
That's something that Clarkston's made an adjustment that time, and they were ready for it.
Pickup of a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 now with 3:29 and counting here in the second quarter. An exciting game so far, 14-13 after the missed extra point try by Clarkston. And of course, that penalty that led to them getting closer to try that. An interesting play.
Oh,
Danielson to throw, complete again, and that play has worked 3 times now, and they go back to it and complete out there to Boyd. Kevin Boyd has been there for Danielson.
I'll tell you, I don't know if we can see it from a high level, but what sets it up aside from the play action is that they send Nat Bingham deep every time down the same sideline. He's on the left side.
Clear the zone.
The corner goes with him, and the safety bites with it. And that frees up Boyd across the middle. You've got D-backs not even in the picture.
There
You
they
see
are.
the two of them
Yeah,
there.
they
followed
bumped each other.
They followed 81 way downfield. It's worked 3 times already.
Ball at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 there for Adams. They have time. First man through, beats it. He is stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a yard gain.
Yeah, still plenty of time. 2:46 and running. I know they've got at least 2 timeouts left. I think they did use 1 already. But man, that pass play it's just there for him so well. And if Clarkston wants to come up and guard that, Danielson looks like he's got the arm to hit Bingham deep.
Big crowd here tonight. I know, Joe, you were giving Pat Collar a little hard time about the schedule this season. He's picked some pretty good ones.
Oh, well, I trust Pat. He's good.
Danielson to throw. Has a man open, and he got him at the right time.
Oh, man, he almost stayed up.
Almost. Nat Bingham again comes up big. He has spread the ball
He's
around.
getting open deep.
And he hit him right at the right time. There was some defensive backs back there.
Like we were saying before, it looked like he did have the arm to get it there. Yeah, he's got the arm to get it there. Look at this.
Watch him thread the needle here. Good pass. Right there. 3 defensive backs right there. And he had to get it to him. 1st and 10, ball at the 27-yard line. Handoff inside. Look at this. He's got one man to beat, and he does. Touchdown, Adams.
Ritter.
Lee Ritter.
That was a 32-yard touchdown run for your Rochester Adams.
27 yards on the touchdown reception.
Well, if there's anything negative for Adams, they left enough time for Clarkston to come back. But, man, they've got control offensively this game. Right now, it's Clarkston's defense isn't going to stop them unless they make some adjustments. It's going to be up to the Clarkston offense to keep things going. And now Adams is going to take a timeout. And I think they're discussing going for 2 because right now you're up 7, which is just the standard lead.
Yeah.
Kick 1, you're up 8, and they can still go for 2 to tie it. You go for 2 and get a 9-point lead.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
2-possession game.
Yeah.
That's 2 possessions.
That makes a world of difference, especially in this level.
Yeah, with this play action that they're running, that's not a bad way to go. I'll tell you, Matt Danielson is very impressive. This is the first time we've seen him. And, it is a lot of pressure to be Matt Danielson, to be Gary Danielson's son, playing his position. When I was in high school, we had Mel Farr's kids. Mel Farr Jr. played running back. Mike Farr played wide receiver. Sure.
We
got to talk about biking.
Renee will kill me if I don't say this. Take a look at the only local sports show that focuses on the growing sport of mountain biking. Inside Mountain Biking features riding tips, new product information, Michigan Mountain Biking Association updates, competitor interviews, and where to ride, and much more. Check out Inside Mountain Biking every Saturday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. No, the point I was making, I remember talking to them, and Mel Farr Jr. would say, man, it's tough being a running back like your dad because everyone expects you to do it. Mike Farr said, man, it's easy being a wide receiver because your dad didn't do it.
That's right.
So they don't compare you.
Is good.
Yep.
And it's 21-13.
Yeah, and it's even, they have one of his dad's old teammates, James Hunter, his son, Javen.
Yeah.
All-American receiver and D-back at Country Day, but because he's a receiver, it's still not that direct comparison.
Takes that pressure off.
You don't have to hear your dad did it this way.
Yeah. You're right. You have to follow in the footsteps. There's your score, 21-13. What a game it's been. And it's Joe, it's a high-scoring game, and Adams is up top.
Yeah.
That's an interesting fact, too. As Kurt Richardson said, well, if it's a high-scoring game, that'll be to our advantage. So let's see how things work out after 4 quarters.
And not only did Kurt Richardson say that, Jim DeJager, you see 5 plays, 69 yards, and they took very little time off the clock. Jim DeJager did admit a low-scoring game was to his advantage.
Yep.
So, it wasn't just Kurt Richardson saying, oh, yeah, if we can run it. Both coaches agreed on this.
Yeah.
Both coaches were wrong.
So it goes to show you, not only can we be wrong, but the coaches can be wrong.
On occasion.
Guys, gotta get back.
To kick off.
And I think it was a smart decision, by the way, to kick that. Because you're still forcing Clarkston to go for 2 the next time.
Under 2 minutes, so Clarkston has time, and they have struck quickly. Here's Jenks. Jenks right up the middle, and was he hit hard at the 20.
Well, those guys got through and busted that wedge.
What a crunch we heard there. Adams would not let him get past the 20.
Porter and Boyd got in there with a couple other guys, and
there's Bean with the record of 48 yards last year. A 48-yard field goal. Here's Jenks on the return.
Yeah, I think you're going to see Fops and Hit also. Hit with the hit. It's a bunch of guys that are ganging up down the middle. Now you've got 79 yards, 1:51 to go, and I believe 2 timeouts left. And like a run and shoot sort of thing going on over here.
There we go. Let's see what he does. They go to Long, who tries to break it up the middle again, and nothing there.
You know what? I like that call too, but I think Adams was ready for it.
Yeah.
I think they said, hey, this is Clarkston sees that they might be able to break a quick one, and the guy's already busted a 50-yarder once.
3 receivers split to the right of the screen, 2nd and 7. Got a man open in the flat. Complete out there to Venegoni, Mark Venegoni.
That's that thing. I know there's some high school rules are a little different in regards to picks, so I know it's legal in high school. But man, when you watch it, if you're used to watching college and pro, you go, wait, there's something wrong with that.
It's a first down, but it's going to be by about a foot.
There it is.
You see Venegoni wide open while the other 2 guys went inside and took everybody with them, and
it's one-on-one after that, but
got out of bounds. Got out of bounds is the big thing. They're going to measure to see if he got the first down.
Stops the clock with 1:26 left here in the first half. Ball will be at about the 31-yard line.
And we can't tell from up here if he got it or not.
Too many players around there.
And he did get it. The official just signaled. 1st and 10, 1:26 left. And remember, he went out of bounds, so the clock will stay stopped.
So still plenty of time. You got a quarterback like Dane Fife there who can control your offense, smart plays. You got receivers who can do that to get out of bounds, too. They're going to be throwing outside. You'll see nothing down the middle.
And one thing that they do have different than Adams, they don't have a 50-yard field goal kicker. And I don't think they're thinking field goal anyway. I think they want to get in the end zone.
If you're defensive backs now for Adams, which they have some good ones, we've seen them already, they should concentrate on Those down and out, anything outside, because that's where they're going to be throwing.
I'd roll that quarterback out a little bit more. He looked good on that run.
Here's Fife dropping
There it
back,
is.
rolls out to the right, under pressure, unloads, and almost intercepted. Well, they were just hanging back there, Joe.
Tell you what, almost intercepted, almost caught too, though.
Yeah,
on
on
the
the
tip.
bobble, yeah.
Pooley almost got it.
Here's Porter.
Pooley almost got it. He had a chance at it, but Porter there, the guy who made the interceptions last week, he was there for it.
Yeah.
Hard to throw across your body. That, you know, everybody they all say that is harder to make that throw than it is to come the opposite way, because the opposite way forces you to square up. This way, you're always going to overdo it.
We'll bring up now.
Second
and 10, ball at the 31. Let's see what they do. Long is in the backfield.
Run a draw.
Remember, he broke that open right up the middle. There was some movement on,
So he thought about it.
end.
The official thought about it.
Yeah, no call. The pressure.
Look at that.
Fife gets away. He's got all day now and unloads down the middle. Oh!
Great play.
Excellent play down there by number 2, Simons.
If he doesn't
Scott
do it-
Simons tips it. Otherwise,
Mark Venagoni's got
Venagoni
touchdown.
is gone.
Oh, man. Great play. Tell you what, did you see Fife how smooth that was, though, that rollout? I mean, he just kind of juked him just a little, and
Yeah, right here, number.
almost has this look like, don't bother him. Just don't bother him.
Yeah,
Get over
Avery.
it. Leave me alone. And then he's pointing to his guy, get down there, sets up, makes the throw on target, and just a great play.
Oh, beautiful angle.
You can see,
just missed
and from that angle, we saw the view he had.
Yeah.
There's no D back there.
Yeah.
He comes from out of nowhere to make that play.
That'll bring up 3rd down. Fife to throw, pressured again. Unloads deep. What a pass! Oh, just overthrown. The intended receiver down there was Grenold. Did you see that pass?
Just a little overthrown, a little
too
out of
long,
bounds.
but if he just had a little lighter touch on that, he might have had a touchdown. Take a look at this. On the run, and he gets a beautiful pass off, too.
Yeah, God, I mean,
I'll tell you, I'm impressed with both quarterbacks here tonight.
I just can't.
Look at that.
I can't believe this guy isn't going to play football in
What a
college.
tight spiral.
I mean, we don't know for a fact that he's not, but everybody, if you talk to anyone who knows him, they say he won't.
I'm really surprised he kept going for the deep passes.
Oh, gee.
Oh, boy, here we go. Snap. Over the head, and they're going to have to get him in the end zone. 2 points. Well, they got their 2 points anyway, and it turned out to be 3 with the extra point.
And I'm sure I think
Look
we
at
give that to number 25, Lazo. He's the one who hit him. And 25, Lazo's the one who I think made the actual hit for the safety. But now you do have a 2-possession lead.
What a night for Adams. Boy, that's got to take the win out of Clarkston Sales right there.
Watch this.
Over the head of Grenold.
Good job by Grinaldo to pick this up, otherwise it's a touchdown.
Yep.
Now he's got it. He's going to try to get out of there, and right there it's number 25, Lazo, hitting him, getting the credit for the safety.
Well, you know what? It's better that he got the safety other than getting tackled at the 1.
Exactly.
Because then
Well, I even thought when he got it, just throw it out of the end zone. Just take the safety. But that's fine too, right there. There's your safety guy, Lazo. Luke Lazo.
Nailed him!
And Adams gets the ball on a kick from the 20 with 1:05 left.
Yeah, but it'll be tougher to score a touchdown. So what I'm saying is,
I know.
if they got him at the 1, they would have been easy for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah,
So
easily,
it turned
without
out
a
to
doubt.
be a good play
without a doubt.
for
That's the
Grenold
smart play to make.
get 2 points in the end zone.
But this could snowball on Clarkston right now if they're not careful. All right, let's see if we get a handoff this time.
Low, line drive, taken there. Baginski down
45-yard
about
line.
the 45-yard line with 59 seconds left.
Plenty of time to get in field goal range. Really, there's plenty of time to get in the end zone.
So Adams with a 10-point lead. They have the ball with 1 minute left, and really that's still a good time. You got Danielson, who's having a pretty good game, and he's been hitting his receivers pretty good. I think they can manage the clock pretty good here.
I'll tell you what, he's a senior. Oh God, this is the first year we've seen him as a starting quarterback. For a guy who hasn't been a starter before, playing like he's got a lot of experience.
Danielson to throw, has time, complete.
There again. Now, did he get the first down?
No, he did not. He was
Clock's
short by
running.
about a yard. Clock is still running, 48 and counting.
All right, let's see. Do you spike it or do you fake the spike and go deep? Wasting a lot of time right now, though. They've wasted 10 seconds at that line of scrimmage already, waiting for the play. Well, now you run a play. You can't spike it after all that.
Danielson almost lost it. Unloads and almost intercepted. Good job coming back there. There's a receiver, Bingham, and working on him out there was number 6.
And
it was Newbeck.
Newbeck and Bailey as well.
Yeah.
On the coverage. Now you got
Brad Bailey
down.
almost makes the interception here. Watch this.
Yep. Now you've got 3rd down and short yardage. Remember, they do have a timeout. They can just run the draw.
Too,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So.
Run a draw here and just get it down to the,
Call a timeout.
Yeah, just set yourself up. Yeah, you get the 1st down, the clock's going to stop so you can run another play.
Come on, baby, we can't.
See what they do. Inside, look at this. Lee Ritter, and he's down inside the 35-yard line, and a timeout called with 19 seconds left.
Did they
so
call
still
time?
Have a few plays.
Did they call time, or are they just stopping for the chains?
Wait a second. No, they didn't call time.
So once those chains are set,
now
you can get up and spike it. It's 1st down. You can get up and spike it quick if you want. So it's got 19 seconds.
Let's take a look.
Take a look. This gets them into field goal range for their kicker anyway. It would be about a 50-yarder right now. Play comes in from the sideline.
Clock running, 14 and counting.
This will be the last play before the field goal attempt.
Danielson to throw. Waits and throws way out there. And I'll tell you, he made a throw out to Bingham. Bingham made his cut in, and there's no time left on the clock.
Oh, man, that was a drastic error.
And Jim DeJager saying, I want 1 second.
I think he's right. I think he's right, and they're talking about it, but you know what they're going to tell him? It's your home field.
It's your home field,
you really can't complain,
That's it.
And if you're the visiting team.
He wanted a field goal try. He really did. And he thought he could throw one more play in there. And I don't know, with that, that was just a slow developing play, and he had waited in there in the pocket for something.
Well, tell you what,
it just took too long.
That's about the only thing that went wrong for them.
I'll tell you, everything was going Adams' way. Not much to complain about in that first half. The Adams Highlanders 23, Clarkston Wolves 13. We'll be back with halftime stats for you right after these messages.
I'm the king.
Rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gauthier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my market share coupon book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this. $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can't. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us.
So the tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. And by Bell Tire. Welcome back to the TCI Sports Game of the Week, where the Rochester Adams Highlanders lead the Clarkston Wolves 23-13 here at halftime. Let's take a look at the highlights of this first half. An exciting one it was. Danielson here, 16 yards to Bingham. And the extra point was good to make it 7-0, Joe.
And Matt Danielson, 7 for 11 in the first half. A real solid first half, over 100 yards and that touchdown pass, leading the offense, total control of the field.
Then Clarkston came back with an 11-yard run by Jeff Long. Long set that up with a big 53-yard run before that.
And he's got just under 70 yards in the first half. Guy's just a great fullback.
Then Adams came back. It was Buchek on a 1-yard run to make it 14-7 Adams.
And that was set up by the interception that Fife threw. And again, that interception was caused more by the Adams defense, and here Fife makes up for it the next time down.
25-yard run by Fife. It was set up right after a 25-yard pass from Fife to Mytrot, so he accounted for all 50 yards in this drive.
And this late hit here allows them to try something because they got a half the distance, so they're on the 1-yard line. They decide to go for two.
Two-point conversion, and look at this. He is stuck right there.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
By number 51, Trevor Potts, and a big stop. Let's take a look at Adams now. Ritter on a 27-yard pass from Danielson.
Yeah, now this
set up the 27-yard pass. It was...
No, this is the touchdown. The 27-yard pass set it up.
I'm sorry.
This touchdown and that 1-point extra point gives them an 8-point lead, which puts them a full possession with a 2-point lead, and here right before halftime puts them really in a hole.
This went right over Renaud, the snap on the punt, and it travels, I think, just far enough because he didn't really want to get in the end zone, but he did, and it actually worked better for him.
You know what? You're panicking at that point, and sometimes you just don't know what's going on, and you can see there, Dane Fife 4 for 11. Danielson, we said 7 for 11. The passing, Adams just doing it all. The running, Clarkston actually doing a real good job running. Adams doing enough to keep it going. Both teams doing more on the ground. First down's pretty even. Turnovers, that one turnover got them the touchdown.
Okay, we'll be back with the kickoff of second half action right after these messages. 23-13 your score.
It's the way you inspire. It's the way you grow. It's the way you lead. It's the way you play. It's the way you work. It's the way you discover. TCI. It's the way you learn.
It's the way you learn.
And welcome back to the TCI Sports Game of the Week. Rochester Adams leads Clarkston 23-13. And really, I think a lot of people are surprised here. Maybe not so much the Rochester Adams fans, but I think a lot of people, if they were to tune in right now, they would be surprised at this halftime score.
Well, you know, if you read the papers, people are still picking Clarkston, even though Adams was the undefeated team. Adams was the home team. They hadn't done anything to show that they weren't good. I mean, last week they won in the last second against Athens, so we know that they had the kind of talent to win a clutch game. And that's our little perch there. We're actually on the lower half, but brand new now is this upper half of this press box.
The upper half, the addition here at Highlander Stadium, is in the memory of Sue Wangerow, who really was dedicated and devoted, a real booster for this team, and passed away this past year. Her son is on the team, Steve Wangerow, number 89.
Number 89, and something Jim Jager told us about. He said it's a real nice story. He said that family, they pretty much, he said, his dad, he said he pretty much put that thing up there.
So it's a great addition, and it's great for us too, because now we have a
little more room down here,
bit more room to work in.
Put the coaches upstairs.
And we can be as loud as we want, I guess, and calling the games.
And you know what? And the coaches can be as loud as they want. Because they don't have to worry about getting on the mic.
Up above us. And she had a place where she would watch the games over by the tennis courts, and now the press box above us dedicated to her. So a great tribute to her.
Yeah, now we'll get to see Dane Fife come out. And remember, he's 4 for 11 in the first half. You know, I talked before about, Drew Henson had like a 4 for 19 game. A lot of times these guys, there's so much pressure on them, so much distractions, and the defenses are so geared on them that they just can't put up the numbers. It just can't be done.
Low line drive kick taken by Jenks at about the 10. Jenks takes it himself across the 25-yard line, down at about the 26. And Clarkston will start there. A lot of pressure on Clarkston on this first possession. They've got to come up and score.
Yeah, and again, Fife's going to have to. I'm sure he's going to have a better half. Like I was saying, I remember even reading a thing about Dan Marino once in high school. Had a game went 1 for 18. Imagine going 1 for 18. We could go 1 for 18.
Maybe.
Well, maybe not in Pennsylvania. We couldn't. But
maybe you could see the field better.
Well, it was like a shovel pass too. But I'm curious to see though. Maybe you come out and just try to establish the run right now if you're Clarkston. Just get your offense going again.
Ball at the 26. 1st and 10 for Clarkston. Mytrot in motion. Looking Mytrot's way, then goes back the other way. Has a man down the sideline, complete. And a first down looks like complete out there to Poley. And he has looked Poley's way quite a few times. That's the first time I think he's come up with reception.
Got to get to him. One thing Coach Richardson told us was, hey, Dane's thrown to about 7 different guys this year. Well, tonight he hasn't. Tonight he's thrown to Mytrot. And now he finally hit Poley with a catch. Maybe make Adams respect that a little more. Don't make it so they can't double team any of your receivers. Give Dane a little more options. And who knows, maybe you can get the tight end open over the middle.
There's Poley up top, split again. 1st and 10. Clarkston, Mytrot on the move. And a handoff to Phelan. Phelan, the tailback, busts into the backfield of Adams for a pretty good pickup on first down. It'll be 2nd down now and short yardage, well, about 45 yards.
Yeah, good play there. Their tight end just came off the field, 88 Justin Dion. I was wondering, you got to get the ball to him. I think this guy's 6'5". 6'5", 235. Get the ball to him over the middle, but he's out for this play. It looked like he was limping a little. I don't know if turned an ankle blocking on that play or not.
Pickup of 6. 2nd and 4. In motion, number 81, Steve Pugh. Fife to throw, has time, unloads. Pugh took his man deep, and they are covering well on the outside. Good coverage that time by number 25, Lazo, and Luke Lazo is the one who picked up that 2-point conversion, but he is covering well.
And again, that's what we're talking about in the first half. Now, you can't stop Dane Fife directly. What you're doing is stopping him indirectly. You take his receivers away, you take his running game away, you take everything else away. He can't do it without the other guys. He can't throw to himself.
And the big guy, Justin Dion, is in now. You mentioned his size, Joe.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't gone to him over the middle yet. With that kind of height, just throw it up high and let him get it.
Mytrot in motion. Fife to throw. Has time. Unloads, and if it's complete, no, incomplete.
Juggled it, and I'll tell you, Long gave him a good block, allowed him to free himself up. And Poley was there. He had to stretch out a little bit for it. Probably should have caught it. Take a look here. Fife's going to roll out. I'm sure this is a run-pass option, and believe me, there's no way you're running right here. He's pointing out a block. He's only going to get 1 from Long there. He can't block all 3 of those guys. And that's a catchable ball.
Just let him a little bit too much, but it was a catchable ball.
And it wasn't one of those that's thrown so hard that it's going to put a hole in your head or anything like that. Sometimes guys like those All-American type quarterbacks can do that. He put some touch on that.
Ooh, took his time punting and was hit, but nothing, no penalty call. It wasn't a rough hit. And the ball downed inside the 30-yard line at the 29.
Yeah.
So the Highlanders will start there at their own 29-yard line.
And I'm just guessing on that pump, but I would think that snap took a little longer to accomplish simply because the snapper was thinking, don't do it again, don't do it again, make sure it's good. And he's thinking, catch it.
Yeah.
They're all kind of going a little slower.
Yeah, and Grenal took a little bit longer, too, I think, just to make sure that he would get it off.
Yeah, everybody went a little slower on that play just to make sure everything went right. Meantime, Adams goes full speed and almost blocks it.
Yeah. 10:31 left here in the third quarter. First possession now for Adams in the second half.
Big possession for the Clarkston defense. They have to stop him here.
Danielson hands off.
Oh,
and
it's a good start.
Wesley trying to.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Little struggle there on the handoff. It looked like.
Did I see that too?
Yeah.
I think I did. I didn't know how he got it back. Let's see what happens.
And all these guys.
Here's the ball. Watch it fly up in the air.
It looks like it might have bounced off the up back. And there, he doesn't get it in.
Ooh.
Good job, really, to hold on to it. And now he's going to get hammered right at the line of scrimmage.
Good thing he just didn't get pressure early. Otherwise, that would have been a fumble.
Might have gained a half a yard. Mark Whiteman, rather leading the way on that tackle.
Fake to Wesley. Danielson to throw, and again.
Oh, man.
looking
I'll
for
tell you
number
what.
84 Boyd, and he had him too. He was
Well,
open.
Not only
a little
that,
bit behind him.
that's the first, if you want to call it, that's the first bad throw he's had.
Yeah.
Those coaches, I'm sure they saw what we saw. They go back to that play. Ritter, if you can buy Danielson some time, there's no way to make the throw here. As you see, he throws it behind him. Can't do it at the time he did it. Buy him another second, and Ritter's open so far down the field.
Oh, see if they see that up top now.
Yeah, but they've got to buy him an extra second. He didn't have the time up there to look for that play.
So this drive very quickly now goes to third down for Adams. 3rd and 10. On their first possession here in the second half. Danielson drops back to throw. Has time. Unloads deep. And
Ritter didn't
oh
turn
boy,
around.
I'll
Turn
tell
around.
you, if he were looking, we would have had a race for the end zone.
Oh, man. He didn't even look for it.
Yeah, Lee Ritter was wide open. In fact, he ran into coverage. Had he continued his route.
Turnaround stop.
Yeah. Had he continued his route, he would have been open.
Well,
Look at this.
apparently the coaches saw the same thing, and he wasn't.
Had he turned towards the center of the field, that would have been.
Well, I was even wondering
play.
as it was in the air. I thought he must not be throwing for him because he's not turning, and would almost hit him in the back.
So it must be miscommunication there.
Well, the Clarkston defense
back to
did their
receive.
job.
Excuse me, Joe. Back to receive was number 26 for Clarkston. 20, excuse me, for Clarkston. And that is my trot. They don't have the number on their shoulder, so it's tough to tell from the angle. There it is.
Risky.
Risky
decision.
he stepped up right into the coverage and is down at the 40.
For a guy just coming back from an injury, that's brave.
Yeah. So Anthony Bean gets one off, but not too deep.
That time the Clarkston defense did their job, and they've got the ball back in the offense's hands. The offense has to come up with something now. As you see my trot. Finally decide to get it. And, I mean, it's a good decision in that it prevents you from being backed up any farther. Now they're only 59, 60 yards away from the end zone. But look at the pounding you're going to take now.
Paid the price for it. But a good field position. Ball at the 40. 1st and 10. The pitch back to Phelan. Phelan, not much room. And tackled there by Trevor Potts, number 51.
Yeah, Phelan ran, though, with a little attitude there. He ran into Potts. He knocked him back a yard.
Gain of about 2 or 3 yards. There we see Trevor Potts. He made the big stop on the 2-point conversion.
He's been in on more than a couple plays today. And now you got single coverage to the left side, far and Foley. Maybe you can get him deep, but that's Lazo again there on him, who's made a couple plays.
There's your big guy, Dion. Switching sides. Phelan gets it in the backfield, and they get him in the backfield. A loss on the play of about 3 yards.
Yeah, Shad and Farley combined on that. And, big guys are making their presence known. Farley only 5'9", Shad 6'1". They look real big on this play. Watch this. They're through the middle, and it's over right now.
Both teams getting a tough ride here in the offensive department. The defense has stepped up on both sides. Fife trying to run away from coverage and throws intended down there for my trot, and it was short, but he was pressured.
Big fella.
And it kept coming too from Andy Avery, 6'7", 234. Avery, watch him here, is pretty quick.
Yeah, man, you can see these guys in January boxing out for rebounds against each other.
Look at that.
That's I'll tell you what, that's a good arm to do that.
Yeah.
I think in this game, I like that strategy better than dropping him straight back. He is such a threat to run that if that's 1st or 2nd down, he can take off and get 6 yards.
Back to receive, number 85, Baginski. Ronald gets the punt off. And Baginski gets it inside the 35-yard line. About the 37, 36-yard line. That's where Adams will start. A little better field position than last time, but Joe, both offenses struggling here in the second half.
Yeah, 3 and outs, and for Adams, that's not that big a deal right now. For Clarkston, they just can't have too many more of those.
So Grinald, number 5. 23-13. We're in the third quarter. 8:11 left. And Buchek, gain of a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and long here for Adams.
Well, It's kind of weird to watch this now. Clarkston's they're gearing up on defense, and it seems like Adams is just a little more conservative than they were in the first half, holding on to that 10-point lead. Don't do anything disastrous. Don't get too conservative, though. You had a quarterback with a great first half. Let him keep doing his thing a little bit here.
Come on, oh! Set! 14-25.
Danielson sets his man in motion and hands off. And a big loss here. Good coverage in there by number 3. That's Lovelace. Tim Lovelace has gotten in there a few times. That time read it perfectly.
Yeah, Ritter's limp, and he's going to have to come off field, I think. Trying to turn an ankle. Lovelace got him quick.
Ritter, one of the faster guys on this team. Let's take a look. He's still out there.
Well, I don't care how fast you are. Once you grab the shirt tail, it's over, and he beat that block.
Oh, they got his ankle. Did you see?
Yeah.
He had one hand on the ankle.
Smart play, though. You got the shirt. The next thing to do is get the feet off the ground, and that's what you're doing. You're not trying to hurt him there. You're just trying to get those feet off the ground and get him down.
Sometimes you can't rely on just the shirt alone. Here we go. 3rd and 16. Handoff right up the middle. Buchek stopped short of the original line of scrimmage.
Good safe play. This kind of play you call with a 10-point lead.
So back up to 4th and about 13. And back to punt. It'll be Bean.
And I think right now, I don't think Adams minds the way this is going. They're taking some time off the clock. We're halfway through the third quarter, and they've still got that 10-point lead. And their offense hasn't done much, but Clarkston's hasn't done anything either in the second half.
Bean kicks this one high, not too deep. Mytrot
That
gets
hit
away
their guy.
and hit a Clarkston player, and fortunately bounced right back to a Clarkston player, number 24. That is Kevin Mason.
Yeah, it hit Brad Bailey in the back. No fault of his. He's there trying to make a block, and just fortunately for the Wolves.
Yeah, it wasn't a deep kick, and that's what happened.
Bounced right into Mason's hands. That's 2 fortunate bounces they've had. Remember, Lovelace had that one.
Yep.
Bounced right back into his hands on that.
Take a look right here. Here's Mytrot trying to make the
now
catch.
Watch left of your screen. It's going to hit right there, hit off the back, and 24 is going to fall on it. Just right in his hands.
Right in his hands. Big break for Clarkston.
Again, 60 yards away from making this a 3-point game.
Both teams seem to get better field position.
Oh, here we go. There it is. He's got it.
Fife's got him. He's got him. Down at the 11-yard line.
Number 10.
The flea flicker works for Clarkston. They had to do something, and Poley was there on this one.
And how do you counter that tight coverage that Adams has had all night? Run a trick at him.
Phelan, pitch back. Look at this. Oh, gave him all kinds of time to throw, and he unloaded a beauty.
And remember, as good as those running backs are for Clarkston, Adams has to respect it when that handoff is made. They can't still back up and worry about this sort of trick stuff. They've got to respect the fact that Phelan can take it all the way. That allows Poley to get past his man.
50 yards on the play. Here's Baginski on the tackle. Oh, and Long pays the price on this handoff.
All right, roll Fife out. You've got
Adams' defense was fired up after that play.
You got a long field. You got the long side coming our way as you look at the screen. Roll him out and either let him run it or throw it.
Saw 96. Goodson on the tackle. Take a look. Goodson wraps him up there first, and then everybody else came in.
Well, that's an angry defense. You don't like being fooled like that. Nobody does.
Loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 now for the Wolves. Big play right here. A big down right here. Open, down in the flat, Phelan, touchdown.
Good thing he caught.
What a nice play that was. He's kind of drifted over there. Nobody saw him.
Good thing he caught it, though, because that was popping out of his hands. Good concentration, though. He didn't really try to run before he caught it. And
take a look.
Very smart, too. Watch as he catches it, sees upfield, sees what he has, and just goes for the angle. Right to the corner, has the touchdown, and now all they have to do is kick this thing through, and it's a 3-point game.
So Clarkston comes back, and that was a big touchdown. And a big extra point right here
and
to cut it to a field goal.
You've got to believe that ultra-conservative offense that Adams is running, you're not going to see that this time. They're going to have to go back to what they did in the first half, which, hey, that's not all bad. It was working real well.
5 minutes left here in the third quarter. The score, Rochester Adams 23, Clarkston 20. Don't forget next week, a great matchup for you again. You saw Lake Orion and the Dragons last week against Rochester. We're going to see them again now against the Troy Colts. That'll be next Saturday and Monday right here on the TCI Sports Game of the Week. And Joe, we have seen Lake Orion, we haven't seen Troy, but some good things coming out of there again.
Troy, it's like, yeah, I haven't seen them this year, but that's the kind of program that you've seen them this year, you've seen them last year, you've seen them. It's the same program, the same way they play. Different players wearing the same numbers.
So Clarkston has come back now in the second half to make it a game again, 23-20. And now, Joe, it's going to be interesting.
It's a ball game.
The kickoff. Low squiv.
Better fall on that.
And taken at the 31-yard line. Falling on it there was Buchek.
Good job by Buchek. Smart play by Buchek there. Just, once it hits you and you're on the ground, just get down and make sure you have possession of it.
Here's the drive. 60 yards. 50 of them coming on the big pass play. And then I believe it was 11-yard reception. 11 yards.
Yeah, they lost the one on the 1 yard on the run.
They did an 11-yard touchdown pass. Danielson now has to get the Adams Highlanders moving. They have stalled on the offensive end of things here in the second half. Buchek on the carry.
The other thing you got to watch, remember in the first half what we would see is Adams would make a couple big offensive plays and their defense would get fired up because of it. Well, the same thing's happening here now. Clarkston knows, hey, they've stopped Adams every time this half and it's paid off. They're back in the ball game. Now they're very fired up. You can't just run the simple stuff all day at them, but you might be able to catch them being over aggressive and maybe get them, burn them deep.
Second down and 6. Danielson sends a man in motion, gives it to Wesley. Wesley tackled forward and got a couple more yards out of it. So it's close to the first down. I think they'll be about a yard or two short. Bradford on the tackle. Steve Bradford.
It seemed like
brought down Wesley.
They're running it harder. The blockers were running harder. Everybody was just at a faster pace on that play than they had been running everything else this half.
3rd and 1. Big play here for Adams. They've got to continue this drive. Otherwise, Clarkston may come back and add some more points on the board. And up the middle. Buchek may have got the first down, but boy, was he hit right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Bailey and Dion.
He did pick up the first down.
And that's their man, Mike Underwood.
Let's see Buchek here. Watch him get stood up. Right there.
Boom.
2 guys grabbing him.
Yeah, that's Dion and Underwood, and Bailey finishing him off after that. Still first down for the Highlanders.
Come on, O-line!
Ball at the 41. 1st and 10. Adams now picks up a crucial first down. They haven't had too many of them in the second half. Danielson calling the signals. Hands off to Buchek again. This time off tackle. Not much there as the Wolves stack it up.
Well, what's a little different than what was happening in the first half, before they were getting past those first couple of guys and then getting tackled by linebackers and D-backs. Now they're getting the line of scrimmage and gaining a yard or two. And that's, I don't know if that's an adjustment Clarkston made at halftime or if they're just playing more aggressive or if the blocks are coming off differently, but the result is different. They're being tackled by linemen instead of D-backs.
Do you want to go to the air if you're...
This guy's having a great game.
Adams,
throw the ball.
I'd say even on first down, really throw him off. Danielson goes inside, and look at this. Oh, if he had just read his block and cut outside.
Didn't have time for it.
Oh, it's the first time we've seen Zarnecki run.
Yeah, he got a little excited there. He's got to be patient. Because by the time he got there, he couldn't pull that off. He'd have to backtrack. You're right, there was a block coming. And the same guy's been making blocks all night. Bingham.
Right out here.
Bingham right there. And it's just a little cluttered right now.
Yep, had he just...
Tell you what, though, Bingham, he's smart, too, because if he tries to lay the block at that point, he's going to get a clip. He just back off and take the first down.
Good play. Keeps the Highlanders in business now in Clarkston territory. Ball at the 43.
Throw the ball. Go back to that tight end over the middle.
Matt Danielson, the quarterback. First man through. Buchek gets a good block. There's where he read it. Cuts it outside for the first down and more.
Like I said, give it to the fullback up the middle.
All of a sudden, it opened up for Adams.
Man.
And they do that same thing in the backfield where they run the ends around.
That wing T stuff.
Yep, and everybody was looking for that, and they forgot about the guy coming right up.
We really don't know how to describe it. It's that wing T stuff, and that's what, all that crisscross, misdirection, deception stuff.
15 yards for Buchek.
Anytime your fullback runs it off guard,
yeah.
He gets 15 yards.
There's a score, 23-20, 143 and counting, 1st and 10 here in the third quarter. Handoff, off tackle. Wolf hit there and dropped down at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard.
Now you see it's a great opportunity to throw the ball here. 2nd down and 9. You give this Adams offense a lot of credit. You know, they kind of went through the motions those first 2 possessions, holding on to a 10-point lead, trying not to create a disaster. Clarkston responded, put together a quick drive, got back in the game. Now the Adams offense has to get back into that first half form, which is sometimes hard to mentally do, to keep switching your attitude. They've responded real well. They're marching. They're without a doubt in field goal range and possibly marching to another touchdown.
Yep, this has been a great game, folks. 1 minute left here in the third quarter. Stick around. Exciting fourth quarter coming up. Danielson to throw. Has his man. And
I thought he was going to throw to the fullback coming over the other side.
Yeah, he had his choice that time. That time he went to Reichert, but he could have gone to a number of receivers.
Buchek was there. Just throw it to him and let him take it to the outside. I don't know if you can tell from this angle, but watch if you can see 45 right there in front of you.
Yeah.
That's the guy I thought he was going to.
Wide open. He said he had a number of people to go to that time. And Reichert was open. He just threw that low.
You know what, though? That thing over the middle has been what's working all night.
Oh, yeah.
You're in a frame of mind to go to what's been working.
Yep. 3rd and 9. Big downfield for Adams. Danielson to throw. Has a man open down the flat.
Oh, man.
Down the sideline, wide open. Again, Bingham. Matt Bingham has come up big a few times. We've got a few good receivers on this Adams team.
We were talking about Fife and Mitra and the chemistry. Danielson threw the ball before Bingham finished the route.
Take a look.
Bingham has turned. Now, he went up and made that same turn that we've seen Poli and Mitra do for Clarkston. That ball was in the air before the turn was made. They just knew where it was going to be.
And threw it right at his numbers. 1st and 10 for Adams.
Oh, man.
Look at this.
Too easy.
Touchdown.
Bingham just laid his man out.
It was at the 9-yard line, so it was 1st and goal, and they came through.
And their Clarkston guys want to hold on Bingham. I don't know if he did or not. He just made a great block to free it up. We've seen him do it all night. Just executing that to perfection.
What a job the quarterback Danielson has done commanding this team. Take a look.
All right, now see if you can see it at the goal line. Watch 81. You
gotta do better!
You can see right to the right of your screen, right there, level his man out, and they were crying for a hold or maybe a hands to the face or something. And from up here, you really can't tell what was going on. But he's made a couple of key blocks tonight, and that touchdown is back to a 2-possession lead. And we're just near the end of the third quarter.
The extra point is good, so Ritter on a 9-yard run gets him in. And the extra point is good, 30-20, and it's back to a 10-point lead for Adams.
Yeah, and once again, the Clarkston offense has to respond. You know, their defense did their job through most of that quarter, allowed the offense an opportunity to get back in the game, and then they broke down. The Adams offense responded with a 10-play drive, taking up 4.5 minutes, and Ritter had a big part of that drive.
That goes back to that first drive they had back in the first quarter, eating up a lot of the clock, 69 yards there, and that shows that, hey, we still have an offense here, even though they had a tough time getting started here in the second half.
And, it's kind of, stating the obvious, but it's so important. Every second that offense is out there is another second that Fife and Phelan and Long aren't.
Yep. Here we go. Anthony Bean to kick off for Adams with 28 seconds left here in the third quarter. Good kick. Taken by Jenks. Dropped it at the 5. This is going to be trouble. Adams gets him inside
Inside the 15.
15-yard line at about the 11 or 12-yard line. So a good kick deep, and trouble for Jenks to handle has paid off now. So the leg of Bean comes into play here.
Yeah, that's a little different type of field positioning. The last couple times, Clarkston got started around the 40.
It's one of these that hits your shoulder pad. No, went right through his hands.
Right through him, and now they've got to go almost 90 yards as opposed to going
And
60.
He couldn't get it on the first try. Tried it a couple times to pick it up. That's what hurt. Fife back to throw on first down. Steps up. And in the grasp of one man and overthrows his intended receiver down there, which was Ryman, Steve Ryman.
Yeah, I think Fife looks like he's a little frustrated. And, I don't think I think everything just kind of piles up on you sometimes. So he doesn't have the blocking that he's used to. These guys, this is a good defensive line that he's facing. He's pressured on every throw. That's a hard throw to make. I think he's expecting exact perfection at every throw he makes. And when you start to expect it and you don't get it, you start to press too much.
Yeah, and when you're deep in your own territory.
You have that mistake. I think you run the fullback here.
Mike Trot in motion. Fife to throw, looking deep from his own end zone. The screen play. They'll pick up the first down and more. Look at this. Phelan breaks into the backfield and bumped out of bounds and about the 45-yard line. Well, look at Clarkston.
Well, you know what? They took advantage of the fact. You know what? Dane Fife is getting blitzed. That line's getting through, which is going to make it real easy to sell the screen. Because right now, hey, that Adams line's used to getting through, so let them through. Now you let them all through.
And that's where they were. You saw those brown jerseys.
They're 5-6 yards the other side. They're not doing anything. Now it's just up to him to deal with linebackers and D-backs. He's got his whole offensive line blocking linebackers. It's up to a D-back to make the tackle.
So Fife and Phelan come through. They're at the 45-yard line and get out of deep trouble, which could have been deep trouble for them. Trot in motion again. Fife, Trot cut up a little too quick, so this play is not going anywhere, and in fact, it's going to come back even further. Trot just a little too quick and cutting upfield, and really, the play wasn't even going to him.
That was, that's just miscommunication. That's the kind of
penalty on Clarkston.
Yeah. You feel bad for Trot because you're doing it out by yourself out in the flanks, and there's no way that you can avoid seeing it.
And with the penalty call, that'll end the third quarter of play, and we'll be back with the fourth quarter. Actually, it can't end on a penalty.
Well, it can once the official makes the signal.
Once they make the signal, here we go.
So I don't think it can.
What are they going to do here?
Are they going to make him play another play?
Stay right here. Yeah, we better stay right here because they've got to play.
Oh, you know what? It's a dead ball foul.
Yeah.
That's a dead ball foul, so you do have to run a play. There is 1 second left. And so really the clock shouldn't run.
So technically 1 second left. They showed on the clock, but really no time on the clock. They're just going to run with a dead clock. Yeah.
Penalties you can see have not been a big deal.
Yeah.
In fact, Adams, 2 of their 17 are on that personal foul after that touchdown.
First and 15. Fife back to throw. Oh boy, he got away from that, and look at this. Oh, he had Phelan down the sideline. Phelan beat his coverage.
I'm so impressed at how he gets. I mean, he's 7 for 19, which not great numbers, but how many times tonight is he just kind of do that? Just kind of juke out of the way. It's not a big deal. It's not flashy. Just, like I say, it's almost that look of just don't bother me.
Farley covering Phelan, and that'll end the third quarter of play. An exciting game, folks. Don't go away. Fourth quarter coming up. 30-20 your score.
Oakland Press Perspective with Neil Monroe is an informative talk show that discusses issues often overlooked by broadcast stations. Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press newspaper, will keep you abreast on hot topics, events, and issues taking place in Oakland County. So for news you can use, join Neil Monroe every week on the Oakland Press Perspective, Friday night at 8:30 on TCI 63. If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
And welcome back to the TCI Sports Game of the Week. Dave Zorin and Joe Abramson here to give you the final quarter of play here of an exciting contest between the Clarkston Wolves and the Adams Highlanders. 30-20 the score. Fife back to throw. Gets a good block, and now he's going to run it. He's going to pick up a first down, folks. And he just got him. Just as he crossed the first down marker, the tackle made by Jason Miles from Adams.
Yeah, well, we got to mention the big fella up there, Mike Underwood. Mike Underwood sets the play up.
Yeah.
62. Watch that guard pull out there. And Dane's made all these great moves.
One block right
Didn't
there.
have to make the slick move there because he got the block. And now look how I'm carrying that like Walter Payton there, that little palm of the ball. Now he's got it tucked.
I'll tell you, this guy could play college football right now.
Big Ten.
You may want to think about basketball or football, I'll tell you. Right up the middle is long and nothing there as they stack it up, maybe a yard or two. And
tell you what, I roll that quarterback out, and maybe he can get you back in it by himself if they're going to cover everybody. If he can run like that, hey,
We're talking at halftime.
Been done before.
I was saying he does remind me of another quarterback in high school in his build and his stature, and that's another Abramson guy.
Oh yeah, him. He was all right.
He used to play at Seaholm, but this guy can run on top of
that. That Abramson guy couldn't run.
Yeah. Kurt Richardson looking at it. Boy, is he happy he's got that guy at the quarterback. Fife now, 2nd and 8. Looks it over. In motion is Renault. The pitch back to Phelan. Phelan picks up a good chunk of yardage, maybe 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 coming up. They mark it short, maybe 4. 3rd and 4.
Roll them out. Roll them out. You got a very wide side to the right. Utilize it. Seen a lot of shuttling in and out of all these receivers now that we kept talking about it in the first half. Now we're seeing it. But he's still only throwing to the same 2 or 3.
Dane Fife to call the signals. You see Phelan there. 3rd and 4. Clarkston trying to get back in this one. They're down by 10. Fife rolls out. Fife, not much room, and he takes a hit right before he goes out of bounds. And that's a tough quarterback. He had 3 guys chasing him.
Just short. Now that's the kind of thing that the basketball coaches lose sleep over.
He wanted the first down, and there's no way he was going to run out of bounds.
He didn't get it, though. He's 4th down in a yard. That's a tough guy, though.
Take a look. Fife, he sees nothing, and now decides to take off. Points out a couple of blocks.
Now, come on, Dane. Wouldn't you miss this next year? Aren't you going to miss this right here?
Yeah, right into your living room.
Come on.
Here.
You can't do that on a basketball court. I mean, you can, but you get a foul.
Now they're going to go for it. 4th, less than a yard.
Well, he's going to draw him off.
Draw
him off.
Fife rolling out. Has that block. And he goes deep. He's got him wide open. Touchdown, Clarkston.
The big guy, Dion.
35 yards.
Been wondering all night where this 6'5" tight end was.
There he is. That's the guy you wanted, Joe.
I can't believe on 4th and 1 they did that. I mean, it worked, but I can't. That's guts.
That's a gutsy call.
That's guts and that's confidence.
Well, I'll tell you what. He's got the decision to make here. He can run. He can run.
I think he wanted to, really. I think he wanted to.
He could run, but
he can't.
When you got an open receiver, look at this.
Well, right there, Underwood's got the block there. But, man, you got the big fella open underneath. You got to go to him. But, he was getting pressured there by Brandon Bradley, I believe. And I don't think he could have made that run. And now it's a 3-point game again.
What a play by Fife. We're talking about him, and he made, I'll tell you, a big decision there.
Wow.
35 yards to the big guy, Dion. And the extra point good, and it makes it 27-30 now. Clarkston trails by 3, and Adams getting the ball back. Now, Adams has done a very good job offensively in controlling and time of possession.
I'll just
9:41 left.
Because, I mean, he's got to make his own decisions and all that. But if you look at the entire Big Ten right now, the only quarterback actively playing in the Big Ten who's better than him is Mike McQuarrie at Penn State.
You saw the drive there for Kurt Richardson's team. And you're right, Joe. I mean,
he's better than I think he can go to any school, and once he's got the offense down, he can start. I don't think there's anybody in the Big Ten that's really that good of a quarterback other than McQuarrie. And he's a fifth-year senior, so he's gone too. But Michigan State doesn't have any great quarterbacks. Michigan doesn't. I mean, they got one coming in Henson, but a lot of opportunity out there for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is a pooch kick. And where's it going to go? Goes out of bounds inside about the 35-yard line. Penalty flags fly. And
interesting decision.
Yeah.
So,
do you have him kick over? Or do you take it?
Take it, I think.
You don't want to give him another chance at it.
You know what? You got great field position. Why
Joe, here's a question for you. Which current player's father pitched in the major league?
Is this in this game or anywhere here?
Current player out there right now.
I don't know.
Which current player's father pitched in the major leagues? When our statistician, Don
Rossman knows. That's right, he did.
And he shouldn't have told Joe, but he did.
Yeah, thanks,
Here's
man.
our answer. Dan Fife pitched for the Minnesota Twins back in the early 70s. And we stumped you, didn't we?
Yeah, well,
I tell you. There's Dan when he pitched for the Minnesota Twins.
I had heard that, too, and I didn't,
And that was his Topps baseball card from back then.
Who had the card?
I did.
You're kidding.
I dug it out of my old card, and I thought I'm going to stump Joe tonight.
Oh, my God.
So I did. I finally knew something.
All right, I'm going to get you, Mr. Michigan football fan, since you love the Wolverines. Name the 4 former Michigan quarterbacks playing in the NFL right now.
Harbaugh, Herback.
You got the time to score, the touchdown to score.
Harbaugh, Herback. We got a timeout down on the field, by the way. As we're trying to
There's another obvious one. I'm going to give you the obvious. Todd Collins.
Todd Collins.
Who's the fourth?
That one. The fourth one. Next week, don't forget, while we're thinking about that, the Lake Orion Dragons take on the Troy Colts. And that'll be Saturday, Monday at 8 p.m. We talk about a big matchup there. Should be another good one. Hope it's going to be like this one.
I hope so, too. Son of another former major leaguer next week, Essien.
Essien, yeah, that's right.
All right, now who's the fourth quarterback?
The fourth quarterback.
Fourth former Michigan quarterback who's playing in the NFL.
Michigan quarterback playing in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a trick question. It's not really a trick question. He played quarterback at Michigan.
Okay, let's take a look. They're changing the clock. That's what it is.
You want to know?
9:41 is what they want, and they got it. Okay, you got me.
Jay Remersma.
Remersma is playing? Oh, quarterback.
He was a quarterback.
He was a backup quarterback.
Now he's a tight end for the Buffalo Bills. He's already got 2 touchdowns this year.
Okay. That doesn't count. Thank you.
He threw 2 touchdown passes in his career at Michigan.
Don agrees with me. That doesn't count.
Oh, okay, fine. No respect.
This is Wolf. John Wolf taking the dive right up the middle and gets a couple of yards out of it.
You're the Michigan fan. You should know all this stuff.
Yeah. Well, and you stump me because I'm looking at the helmets out there that Clarkston's wearing, and I'm so excited about this game. I'm excited that Adams is leading 30-27.
I'm excited because I stumped you.
What a game this is. Yeah. All right, but I did you.
You did.
I brought the picture in.
Okay.
Second down and 7. Wesley takes it outside. Wesley close to a first down and then hauled down from behind. And a tackle made by number 35, Bradford, Steve Bradford out there.
Did you think about maybe 2 yards into that run that he had the first down easy?
Yeah. That's why Bradford got in there all of a sudden. Yeah. I think Jim DeJager thought the same thing. He thought that was going to be the first down too.
Yeah, it's like, all right, what are we going to run on 1st and 10?
Yeah. And then you turn around and Bradford
3rd down and 2
from behind. 8:35 and counting down here in the fourth quarter. Adams with a 3-point lead over Clarkston. Clarkston trying to make something happen. Maybe a turnover, but no. Adams picks up the first down on a good run by Wolf. Strong run by Wolf as he picks up the first down. They get close to midfield. Ball at about the 48-yard line. Let's take a look.
Now this is what Adams wants. Run time off that clock.
And that's what I said. They've done a good job in eating up that clock and taking good drives down. If they eat up enough of the clock, get 7 points in there, it's going to be tough for Clarkston to come up with 2 scores.
Yeah. Clarkston defense has to come up big like they did early in the third quarter. Oh.
See the clock, and there is some movement. And
False
flags
start.
fly everywhere.
Yeah, you're going to have a false start on the left side of the line.
Yep, James Pack moving that time.
Now that's going to change your strategy on 1st down and 15. You're probably going to have to throw somewhere in here. It might be better to do it on 1st down, where you might have a better chance of making a completion, keeping the clock going, getting some yardage.
Adams saying, well, that's more time now we can eat up off the clock. More yardage to get. Clock working now. 1st and 15. Danielson to throw. Has a man wide open along the sideline. And that's the familiar name of Bingham. Nat Bingham again, and he's been open down the sideline quite a bit. Picks up the 1st down.
And another case where Danielson throws it before Bingham turns. They just know they know what's going on. They've got this thing down.
They got it down all right. Take a look. Danielson, great job tonight. He has not made very many mistakes, any mistakes.
Now what they're going to do probably is tell Ritter when they watch the films of this to not even do anything here next time. Don't even do that.
Ooh, yeah.
Don't even do that.
Yeah, that was even close.
Because you never know, the official might just see it from the wrong angle.
18 yards to Bingham, picks up the 1st down. Ball at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10. We'll do a little counter up the middle there. On the carry was Wesley. Got a little bit of yardage. It'll be 2nd down and long coming up.
And I don't know if they're going to throw or not. But they're in a position now, even if they weren't to get a 1st down again, Clarkston would get the ball with probably 5 minutes left, and they would probably be pinned pretty deep.
Yep.
I don't think Adams is thinking about punting right now either, though. I think they're moving the ball pretty well.
2nd and 8. Receiver split up top. Danielson back to throw. Danielson looks it over, sees his man open again. It's Bingham. 1st down and more, close to the 20-yard line at about the 21.
Bingham's having a great game.
They are just doing great. They are picking apart the secondary of Clarkston. Danielson is doing a great job of reading his receivers. Look.
Oh, man, this guy
throws a bullet.
Man,
and they thread the needle between the defenders. Bingham again picks up the 1st down. Adams on their way to another 10-point lead here. In motion Wesley, and look at this. They get in there so quick in the turnover.
Did they get the turnover on?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Getting the ball.
They got through so quick.
Was number 62. And that was Underwood, Mike Underwood, but they got in there extremely quick. As soon as Danielson turned around, he was hit.
I tell you, Underwood's played great on both sides of the ball as a lineman tonight. And watch this, he can't even run that wing T stuff that we talk about, all that mismatch fake here, because he's
look
nailed.
at that.
That wasn't Underwood with the hit, though. That was
with the hit, forcing the fumble was 45, and that's Upchurch, Nick Upchurch. And talk about a play that could change the game right there. That was it. Now, Clarkston, 6 minutes left on a drive that could put this game in a different light for them. Phelan tries to dance around, and he slips and falls. No gain on that one. Well, you wonder now, are they going to get conservative, try to run it, or they've got to air it out like they have been on that other drive?
Go to the big guy.
Yep.
Go to 88. Worked once. Big guy's in there now. Justin Dion. I don't know, it's got this theory that if your receiver's 5 inches taller than the guy guarding him, you ought to get the ball.
Yeah. High formation in the backfield. 2 receivers up top now. Maitrot comes in motion. Fife back to throw. Rolls out, has pressure, and he's brought down. Fumble, and he caught it himself.
Now what are they going to call this? Not an incomplete pass or anything like that.
No, that was a fumble. He just happened to catch it himself.
That's the first time they got him as far as a sack goes. And
take a look here. A very strange
almost a
play.
disaster.
Yeah. Fife rolls out, and here's the pressure. Big pressure come on, and he will not let go. That is Goodson, Dale Goodson, And look at this. He throws it up, and he's lucky he caught it.
That's
that
three.
could have been points.
That's 3 bounces that have gone their way that could have been turnovers.
Yeah.
That one would have been
Here's
disaster.
Goodson, the senior, tri-captain. Fife to throw, steps up in the pocket, and overthrew his receiver and almost intercepted down there by Simons.
Simons had a chance at it. They went 3 receivers left side and almost a Hail Mary. Now you need a good punt. They need a really good punt, and that defense has to come up one more time. Take a look here. He steps up in the pocket, goes deep, and that's just into a lot of coverage. Not a real good throw. You see that thing wobble.
No. And it might have even gone in the hands of 25 there. Clarkston and Luke Palazzo. Well, Clarkston, they had the opportunity. 6 minutes left, and they just crumbled. They could have taken the ball down and taken the lead.
And a lot of that, I think that Adams defense still forced it. When they finally got through and sacked Fife, all night long they've gotten close, but they never sacked him. Finally, they got through.
Both defenses came through when they need them. The big sack and the fumble on Danielson, and then the sack here that really forces now Clarkston to punt it away. And look at, nobody's back. Nobody is deep to receive this.
I don't think they even care about returning it. Football. They're waiting to see if they snap it over his head again.
Oh, and they almost did, Joe.
Get away, get away, get away.
You hear that? Get away. You hear
Get away, just let it go.
We don't care where we get
They're
it. We
get
just
good field position anyway.
But you know what? They don't care where they get it. They just care that they get it. Now you've got 4 minutes and 27 seconds left. Even if you run 3 and out, you're looking at less than 3 minutes before Clarkston gets it back.
You see how that play, the punt that went over, the snap that went over his head earlier makes a play here? Watch.
Oh, yeah.
Almost over his head again.
Still, he was able to get a 45-yard punt out of that.
So it still
with the
turned
roll.
out a good punt, but I'll tell you what, that previous play still plays in the mind of the Clarkston punt team.
Good hands, though.
Almost went over again. 4:27 left in the game. It's a 3-point game. Adams leads 30-27. There you see the clock. Lee Ritter around the outside is brought down.
Biggest thing he did there was stay in bounds.
Good tackle out there.
Not only you want to get
made by Long.
Again, you don't want to be so conservative that you don't even try to get a first down, but big thing here is don't commit a turnover in your own territory. Don't go out of bounds.
2nd and 11, loss of 1 on the play, and now just under 4 minutes left in this game. Adams can eat up the clock here and make it very difficult for Clarkston to get back in. Here's your score, 27-30. Now, again, you got to watch the mistakes here and make sure you hold on to that ball because Clarkston, if turnover happens in this area of the field, can score very quickly.
Underwood again. Clarkston defense is doing the job. They're taking care of business. I'd call timeout right now, though, if I was Clarkston.
Wolf is hit right at the line of scrimmage, and it stays 3rd and 11 now.
Well, they're still 3:24 and running.
Yep. Here you see the play as Wolf is brought down there. There's Danielson. 3rd and 11. Wesley in motion. Fake to Wesley. Danielson steps up in the pocket and was looking for one of his favorite receivers, Boyd, who he was throwing to down the middle.
Play wasn't there. He did the smart thing. He threw it where it couldn't be intercepted. I kind of like the idea here, except that the clock stopped now.
Yeah.
But still, he's under a lot of pressure. Throws it where only Boyd can catch it, away from everybody else. Tough throw to make.
Couldn't he just go down instead? You know,
I think so.
and not stop the clock, it would have kept running.
You know what? You're thinking first down. I don't think you can tell a kid to do that.
At that point, with all the confusion going on.
I just don't think you ever tell a guy to do that.
Yeah, he could get hurt too.
You got a good kicker here too. Pin him deep.
Fair catch asked for, and he gets it.
All right, now, again, there's 2:54 left. Clarkston, we went over this before. We talked to Kurt Richardson. How far will you let your field goal kicker try one? He said maybe 25, 30 yards.
Yeah.
Now, you're talking about kicking it from the 30-yard or the 20-yard line for a 30-yard field goal. So you might as well get in the end zone. But to even send this into overtime, he's got to get the ball way down the field. Jim DeJager, he's just going to have his defense watch out for those big plays. And I wouldn't be shocked to see a fullback draw real quick right here.
Let's see what that man can do. Dane Fife as he sets my trot in motion. And he's got blockers. He's got time to throw. He's got a screen to Phelan. cuts it back inside, gets a block, has a first down, and more down the sidelines, and stops the clock as he goes out of bounds at the 35. Well, Joe, you were talking about that field goal. Now it looks like
Kirk Powell with the big block there, and they're getting close to their range, and he got out of bounds.
This play worked earlier, and they went back to it. They said, we can do it again.
Right. I was thinking like the fullback draw, so I'm thinking something short, and this is a short play, something conservative, and boy, this worked great. You had Powell with the block, you had Kurt Devos with the block, and Phelan takes off and gets out of bounds as well.
I'll tell you, it doesn't get any better than this in high school football. 30-27 the score. There's Phelan with a 28-yard run.
Every week.
Now on the draw. Phelan gets away from a couple. Phelan breaks into the backfield. One man to beat. And finally brought down from behind as he tried to make a cut. The pursuit caught up to him.
Yeah, Brandon Bradley stopped him because Scott Simons forced him to turn it back. But now you're in field goal range. Forget field goal range, though.
Field goal range. They're going for the win. Let's take a look. Phelan does it all by himself.
More importantly, this is the draw I thought we were going to see, but previous play. Good field vision by Phelan. Gets it inside the 10-yard line. Now the clock's running. Now if you're Clarkston, of course, we said this last week and it almost worked to disadvantage. Now you kind of want that clock to run. You're going to win it or lose it here without giving your opponent a chance to come back.
2 28-yard runs by Phelan. Here we go.
Now you don't have to throw. You just run your regular offense. 2 minutes left.
Ball at the 9-yard line. First and goal. Timeout.
Hey, if you're not sure, call it. If you're not, that's
the game riding on it right here.
That's right.
Well, I'll tell you what, Clarkston has trailed all game long, and now a chance to take over here.
And, last week, we were talking about this game, telling these guys, hey, the pressure's on you because we had so many good games. You know who the pressure's on next week?
Yeah. Corian, the Dragons taking on the Troy Colts.
The two of you guys got to give us a game. You got to give us a great close game because that's all we have.
That's Saturday and Monday at 8 p.m. A good matchup again for you. And I tell you, that Pat Collar, he picks the good ones.
He's good. He got skills.
We have had an exciting season so far here on TCI Sports, and I'll tell you, it doesn't end there.
Commissioner of the TCI Conference.
Right here tonight. This game yet to be decided. 2:05 left. Clarkston has a chance to win this one here as they have come up big. They have moved the ball well. Phelan on 2 consecutive plays.
They never panicked. That's one thing for sure. The closest they came to panicking was Fife's fumble down there, which was kind of just a ragtag play all around.
Yeah.
And they bailed out. They got bailed out on that play. So now they got a chance to win it, or at worst, kick the field goal.
Yeah. They had their opportunity with 6 minutes left. That drive stalled. Nothing happened there. And now they have their chance again.
What do you say, little quarterback draw? 2 steps back, right up the middle.
I'll tell you what gave them a lot of time was that incomplete pass on the last play for Adams. Here's Fife rolling out. Fife has some daylight. Fife takes it himself, cuts it outside.
Man,
and he's inside the 5-yard line.
He is doing it by himself on that play. Wow.
Let's take a look at Dane Fife in action from ground level.
Sees the whole field. And again, this is a play I don't think he ever intends to throw the ball here. This is one of them. I'm going to try to get in on my own, make the move here, get past the man, get a good block from my trot right there, and then sneak it inside the 5. Second down at the 4-yard line.
Second down and 4. I formation in the backfield. 2 receivers split. Fife rolls out. Has his big guy open, but pressure got to him. And look at this. He's going to take it himself. Touchdown. Dane Fife danced around 4 defenders and got in, and Clarkston takes the lead.
I don't believe that.
Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
4-yard touchdown run, and it was the prettiest 4-yard touchdown run you're ever going to see. Let's take a look at it again.
I haven't seen Drew Henson play in person, but I absolutely refuse to believe he's better than this guy.
Look at Fife rolling out. He wanted to throw and then ran out of room and said, I'm going to tuck this away.
Look at this.
Beats 1, 2, 3. And then finally 4, and he gets in.
That's a little basketball move there. That's that little, herk and jerk. That's the point guard stuff.
Game 5. The extra point is good, and it's 34-30, and Adams needs a touchdown.
Big extra point.
Adams needs a touchdown now to win this one with 1:17 left.
Wow.
Let's take a look at that run again. This is beautiful.
It's unbelievable.
Look at Fife. Now, he had his man open right about here, right when the defender gets in, so he couldn't get rid of it. So now is when he decides he's going to run.
And it's like the last play.
1, 2, 3 guys, and then one guy at the line at the goal line there.
Yeah.
4 guys he beat.
And I really don't think he ever was going to throw that. I mean,
you don't think so?
No. I think he knows what he's doing out there. He's going to take control of that situation. And you know what? That's why you're an All-American. When you're the All-American, you take care of business.
Look at that.
He did.
He took care of business. 4 plays, 63 yards, 137 off the clock. Phelan played a big part in that drive on 2 big plays, and then Fife took it in himself.
Oh, man.
Clarkston has taken the wind out of the Highlanders' sails right now. Highlanders in control of this game with a 10-point lead for most of the game, and
they've got 3 timeouts left. They've got some deep threats. They've still got a shot at this.
See what we can do here. 1:17 left for the Highlanders to come back. Squiv kick taken by Buchek. Buchek looks for a block, goes up the middle and stacked up there.
All right, you got 1 minute and 9 seconds left. 63 yards to go for a touchdown. This is not
It could have been
possible.
flagged too. One of the Clarkston guys came flying in. So that could have really hurt Clarkston.
I think it's a good no call. I don't think you make those kind of calls this time of the game. We've seen it done, but and, you know, it's not like these guys aren't capable of doing it.
Let's see what the Highlanders can do now. Ball at the 38-yard line. First and 10. Danielson back to pass. Has time. Now it caves in on him. He went to throw, nothing there, and then it all just came down on him, and that really hurts.
I think he saw something he hadn't seen all night. He saw the Clarkston defense drop back.
Clock kept running. Ref asked for a timeout.
Well, they called it.
They got it.
Called it. But what Danielson saw, I think he dropped back, and this time all he had was linemen getting in, and they were in there. But he saw more people in the defensive backfield, and receivers weren't as open as they usually are, and it forced him to have to wait just a little longer. I think that's why the sack happened.
On TCI Sports,
Dane Fife, forget the passing, 5 carries for 30 yards tonight. And,
big 30 yards.
Tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. And again on Monday
Two of them have touchdowns. Remember, as a quarterback, like that one sack, that's negative rushing yardage. You know, sacks count for your rushing in high school and college. And so really, you know, you probably actually gained 40, 45.
A big loss there. 56 seconds left. 2nd and 17 now. Really, 2nd and end zone.
Well, yeah, they can get a first down. They can get a first down. They've got 2 timeouts left.
Dump it off. They think a screen might work for them.
Well,
and Buchek gets back to the original line of scrimmage. They need a timeout here.
Yeah, and Jim Jager wants
Nobody's
it.
calling
Matt
it.
Danielson calls it.
These guys got to know to call it sooner.
Well, I think they're
seconds.
You're not going to call it till you see your coach tell you to. And fortunately, the quarterback was the one looking over to get the call.
Yep. Danielson waiting for Buchek to get out there. And for a second there, it's just him one-on-one, and he didn't get a block until he went up about 5 more yards.
Yeah, they were able to come from behind and make that tackle. And 2 sacks for Clarkston tonight.
So the defense accounting for 15 negative yards, and now Jim DeJager talks it over with his offensive unit.
I'll tell you what, if you've got any trick plays, you know, we saw that flea flicker work for Clarkston. If you've got any, it's time to use them.
Adams' sideline looks a little dejected right now. They had the lead, 10-point lead. It was a comfortable lead for a while.
Because you're going to sit here if you lose this game, and you're going to kick yourself because for all but 2 minutes of this game, they outplayed them.
Yeah.
You know, the score was obvious, but they just flat out outplayed these guys. And then they just turn around at the end. And now, if you can look at who's playing deep safety for Clarkston.
Yep.
6'5" quarterback.
Yeah.
Best athlete on the team, have him back there. I like that decision.
43 seconds left. Danielson back to pass. Has a man open down the middle of the field, and he's got him. First down.
I also like Dane Fife's decision not to get involved with that tackle.
It's Bingham.
He's not there to tackle. He's there to knock passes down that come deep.
Big play for Adams. This game is not over. 35 seconds left, and that'll get the Adams sideline going now.
And they are going to run this play right now. Remember, they're in a no huddle. Clock stopped to move the chains, and now they're going again.
32 and counting on the clock. Danielson back to throw. Has time. Unloads. Has his man. Now he's got to get out of bounds, and he doesn't.
Call your last timeout. You've got to call your last timeout.
Short of the first down.
Well, the Jaegers telling him to get up and spike it. Now he's yelling to call timeout. Now he's yelling to call timeout, and they don't hear him. They don't hear him.
They cannot hear him. Now they spike it with 8 seconds left. That killed a lot of time.
This is the last play of the game now. I think the Jaeger, well, you know what, though? Yeah, and Jim Jaeger will be first to tell you. First thing he said was go up and spike it, and then he looked at the clock. And by that time, everybody turned and went to the thing. And it's just,
saw the signal.
It just happens, you know? Hey, but this is manageable. You're 29 yards away. You can go to the end zone. You don't have to throw up any Hail Mary stuff like that.
Well, Danielson talking to Jim DeJager. What a job he did here. He had poise. He stuck in there. And watch him find his receiver, Bingham. The correction is a play before, excuse me.
Yeah, this
they got short of the first down. It was Boyd.
Kevin Boyd.
And that's who we've been going to up the middle. Fife down the middle of the field again. Danielson calling the signal. Back to throw. Could be the last play of the game. Into the end zone. What a pass.
Flag.
And a penalty flag, and they didn't give him a chance to catch it.
Well,
what a break for Adams.
You can't hit him. You can't.
2 seconds left on the clock, so.
Remember, it's a 15-yard penalty, so they're going to get to throw one from about the 14-yard line. And
doesn't matter that there's 2 seconds left. It's a penalty flag. They'll get another play anyway.
Well, the other thing, remember, we bring this up every week, but in high school football, it doesn't have to be a catchable ball.
Yeah.
In high school, the ref does not have to make that determination. You knock down a wide receiver, he can throw it 50 yards over his head. That's pass interference.
Yep. They both bumped into him.
20. Yeah, the first guy on the right's the one who hit him.
Oh, wow. Stick around here, boy. We got one last play. Ball is at the 14-yard line. Just shy of the 15.
All of a sudden, everybody's standing.
Here we go. The ball game rides on this play. Danielson back to throw. Looks into the end zone. Pressure and brought down by number 31 for Clarkston. And that is Whiteman, Mark Whiteman.
Big play by Mark Whiteman. What a way to end the game.
The last play of the game. And the Clarkston Wolves come up big over the Adams Highlanders, 34-30.
How big was that extra point now?
Yeah.
Because if it's only 3, they kick that field goal. Wow. What a game. And
right down to the last play of the game, folks.
And every week we get one of these. This is so neat.
Take a look. Danielson wants to get just one last pass off.
Watch 31. They're just to the left of your screen. 3's there first. Now 31 gets through. And actually the two of them, combined.
Yeah.
Lovelace was involved in it too.
Yep, Lovelace got his leg. So Lovelace and Whiteman got in there, and that did it. Clarkston victorious. And sends Adams down with their first defeat. Kurt Richardson, I tell you, his team hung in there.
Oh, I'll tell you, you know how big this is. Remember, you're looking in terms of the playoffs. You got to compete with Rochester Adams to get in there. So now you got to get them down to your record. Now you're equal. Now you've beaten them. Now you've got all these things going, and you can't afford another loss.
Right, and then this makes up for the loss that they had here last year. When Adams beat them here, or correction, when Adams beat them at Clarkston last year.
Right, and that's and plus now
well, he said
if nothing else, you're going to be kicking yourself over that Kimball loss if you don't make the playoffs there. He said, this is one of those games. Hey, these guys can beat us. There are games you play where you go, we can beat ourselves. No, Adams can beat you, and you know it. And there you see two quarterbacks who just played awesome. And it's something you see all the time. Quarterbacks kind of understand what each other goes through, and they're probably just saying, hey, heck of a game.
What can you say? Two great leaders out there, and Dane Fife came out on top 34-30. on the final in this one. And the Adams Highlanders go down to defeat to the Clarkston Wolves. We'll be back to wrap it up from Adams High School right after these messages.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
And welcome back to the TCI Sports Game of the Week. The Clarkston Wolves defeat the Rochester Adams Highlanders 34-30. And Joe, I didn't think they'd do it, but look at this. What a great play. Stepping up here.
Oh, man.
And
last second.
gets in, and so does Whiteman in there to make the big stop on Danielson.
And, boy, another game going to the last second, and they had their chance. And it's the kind of game I don't think either team is. And even, really looking at Adams, I don't think they were that down about it. It's just one of those great games that you just can't believe it's over.
Yeah, great game. And what I was trying to say at the end of the game, I was so excited that I just totally forgot. It's similar to last year's finish in that Adams had it and Clarkston took it away from them at the end. Here are the final stats for you. Passing 145 to 178. Pretty darn close there.
Adams did what they
rushing,
wanted.
Pretty darn close. But you look at the totals, and everything looks the same.
Except, and
pretty well balanced game.
You look at everything Adams wanted to do. They didn't dominate, but they won the time of possession battle, which meant Fife was off the field a lot. They did it. They outplayed them for all but 2 or 3 minutes, and at the end, the best player on the field came through.
He sure did. Dane Fife showed his talent in not only throwing the ball, running the ball, as you will see in the credits. He just did a tremendous job
it was
getting in there.
It was more than running and throwing. It was just a confidence level a little higher than anybody else had.
Yeah, just take a look at how this game went. First quarter, it was Adams. Adams then added 16.
It's 23-13 halftime lead.
23-30, and it stayed a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and then Clarkston just came out with 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to pull away. And I really didn't think going into that fourth quarter that Clarkston could do it.
Yeah, you didn't really believe they could, except you knew, man, they got so many good athletes over there, and if their defense can just make a stop or two, that Dane Fife can come through for you at the end. We're probably thinking more in terms of his arm.
Yeah.
But he did have that great 28-yard touchdown run earlier too.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's really just an amazing game, and again, it was his confidence level, and when you've got that kind of confidence, your teammates see it in the huddle. They get a little more confident.
And that's what did it, because we cannot see that up here. And we felt that, or I did actually, that Clarkston just didn't have that confidence tonight as they stayed 10 points no matter what. It was always that 10-point margin. In the fourth quarter, they stepped up, had that confidence, and pulled away. Next week, don't forget to tune in as the Lake Orion Dragons take on the Troy Colts. And Joe, you think we can pull off another one like this?
I hope so, man. Gosh, every game comes within a couple of points and down to the wire. We need another one like that.
Well, you've seen Lake Orion. You've heard about the Troy Colts. It looks like a pretty good matchup. That's Saturday and Monday at 8 p.m. next week right here on TCI Sports. Join us then. For Joe Abramson and our entire TCI Sports crew, thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Zorin. We'll see you next week at Troy High School.